just doing my daily tarot.
Oh, yeah? Tarot?
My daily card reading.
Daily card reading.
Yeah, I'm going to see if the people forgot any.
Melly, Christy, good morning. Keeping it real today. I'm dark.
Sean's a bit dark today.
I'm dark today.
The library's open today, guys.
Oh, there you go.
It's funny.
Get yourself some book.
I'm going to the
Get
library.
yourself some book, mate.
And complete commitment. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
There you go. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Because it's the unending sadness of looking back over my past.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff I didn't do in those 12 years of being at home.
That your today card?
This is my today card. My library gets
opened.
opened.
The library's open. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my third one is complete commitment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that means to university.
Commit completely.
Yeah. Hi, Kieran.
Hey, Kieran.
And
people have been enjoying your video this weekend, Kieran.
They have.
I have been enjoying it.
I enjoy it.
I haven't checked my emails yet. I think there's a couple more in there that I'm going to have a look at. Hey, Christy. Yeah, a bit dark today. No real reason.
No dark. It's not really dark. It's just like, sorry. Is that better?
Sort of.
Is that better? Oh, that's not better.
It's not
Is
better.
that better?
It's
Is that better?
It's not. It's almost as though we should have set it up the way I originally was going.
Hey. He's been a jerk.
I'm not being a jerk. I'm keeping
Brandon
it real.
Simmons. Hey, Brandon.
Brandon,
Seen you
hey,
around
man.
for a little while.
I'm keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real
I don't know what
today.
that means.
I had such a great weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, I really did. I had a really good weekend. I had great conversations with people, and none of the things worked out this weekend like the way I thought they were going to.
Yeah.
But like I went to heaps of places to do things and then would end up not doing the thing that I was meant to do when I got there, or getting the thing I was meant to get.
Yeah.
But then I'd get caught there talking to someone, and then I'd have a great conversation with them instead. And then it was like, well, that was worth it.
Sometimes that's worth it.
Yeah. And so I've done so much talking this weekend.
Yeah, you have actually.
Hey,
I was on the
Lydia.
phone for like most of Saturday.
Yeah.
Was that Saturday or Friday? Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on the phone.
Yeah. So since I've started doing this, a lot of people have been popping up to pump me up.
Yeah.
They've been firing
he
me
needs
up.
more special guys.
Like my hair.
I made him wash his hair today.
She made me wash my hair today, and look what happened to it.
We used a
What
new Lush bar.
the hell? I look like the singer from Simply Red.
Nah.
What's his name?
No, Red. I feel like his name would be Red.
Red. Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That would be simple, wouldn't
Got
it?
him to try a Lush bar.
Simply Red. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why he picked that name. Because they're like, "What's your name?" And they're like, "Red." And they're like, "Red?" He's like, "Yeah, simply Red. Just Red. That's it."
Yeah.
You get sick of answering.
I bet
it.
his name's Ronald.
Simply Red. Okay. Maybe that was their original name. There was a comma. Simply Red. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
So, Captain Marvel.
Momo. Dog's toenails.
Dog's hangnails. And my darkness.
Your darkness.
Yeah. Into the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we showed our children Momo.
We did actually.
We showed our children. And they were not fazed at all. We wanted to get on top of it in case they heard about it at school.
We had a lengthy conversation about it first.
Yes, we did. And they were rather curious, I guess. But they were not in any way really like upset by it yet.
No, they weren't upset by it.
Yeah.
Well, Leto Harlequin doesn't really get scared by stuff like that, and Leto does. But because Leto's friends at school, so Leto's 7, and Leto's school friends are telling him all about Pennywise the clown and Slender Man.
We know where Slender Man
all this
came
stuff
from.
and yeah, you know. So he's like
all up in that.
Yeah, he's interested in the dark things at the moment.
Yeah,
because the kids at school.
He sat through the Titanic and he loved it.
He did. Yeah. He made it through Venom.
Yeah.
That was tough. And then we showed him Momo.
I thought, why not top it off with Momo?
Well, we just kind of figured, like, instead of just like, oh dear God, I hope the internet doesn't show them that video, because they're not prepared for it. So then,
this is an argument that I saw on the weekend about Momo. So one of like the Safety Education Australia pages put up a thing saying, do not tell your kids about Momo because they will go and seek out Momo. And then I was like, if you know there is Momo out there, why are you allowing your young children to have unrestricted access to the internet to go and look for Momo in the first place?
That's the bit where it gets...
Momo.
It actually affects heaps of... It affects heaps of people. It affects heaps of people. Yeah. Because there is like a huge industry of people that make child-friendly videos on YouTube. We happen to be friends with one.
Yeah.
Who legitimately just want to make stuff that's perfect for kids. You know, that helps. And unfortunately, YouTube just might not be that place.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird.
The way it is now is not that place. Because
I kind of think of it as a lesson. Like, I could almost imagine that some really pissed off parent who's sitting around watching all of the other parents not supervise their children on screens right is gone. Do you know what?
Do you think Momo's a Jessie Smollett?
I think it kind of is. I think it's a parent who's gone, I'm going to fucking show you guys, and then just unleashed it, and then been like, if you were watching what your kids were watching, then this wouldn't be a problem. This is your fault. You know, like if your children are coming across content that they shouldn't be accessing.
Like that anti-hate group in New Zealand that, because they want to spread anti-hate, they didn't like a particular movie, they planted fake bombs.
Yeah.
So they thought a fake terrorist attack was the way to...
And this is where the whole fakeness about it comes from, because people are going, it's fake. And it's like, it's not fake because real children are seeing it and real children are being scared by it. So therefore it is not fake. But I do think that it has been put out there as a warning to parents. And I actually wrote that on a few people's things where they were like, I can't believe people are doing this. And I'm like, I can. And I think of it as a warning and a point out to be like, you guys all need to be watching out for what your kids are watching, because our children's brains are so influential that we can...
Having said that though, I mean, yeah, we did like give them a huge disclaimer, and we talked about it, and we talked about, I know, we went into great detail with them in a way that was going to be ingestible, like the best way we could possibly make it ingestible by them. And then we showed them the video, and then they really just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, they didn't seem to care.
They didn't care.
And that was the argument that a lot of people were saying, like, don't show your kids it. It'll scare them and stuff. But they just saw it as like a actual...
I reckon you've got a bigger problem with Momo if your kid has unrestricted access to the internet, and for whatever reason you have a relationship with them in which if they did see something that terrified them, they wouldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Like, that's what people are scared of. They're scared that their kids are going to watch the video and that they're going to be so terrified by it and they're not going to tell their parents. And that's not as big a problem as, again, you never work with children and animals because you don't know how they're going to interpret things or how things are going to go in or whatever. Yeah. But I think it's promoting a bigger issue, and the issue is worry less about a video on YouTube and maybe talk to your kids more
about what's on there.
About when and why they would come to you.
Exactly. This is what
if something terrified them.
Yeah, this is what I think it is. It's like well.
But then there's other things, because like maybe, so we have rules. Like, we've been trying to adjust to YouTube with the kids. We pretty much just don't let the kids on it. Yeah.
Unless they're watching something and we're in the room, like the man who builds huts out of mud.
Because they don't even have a choice in what they watch, because YouTube used to try and I think it did, at least. It used to encourage you to watch more of the same creator that you're currently watching. So if you're watching something and you like them, then they'll queue up another video. But YouTube wants you to watch what they want you to watch. And and it's not even so much them, it's just an algorithm. It's an algorithm that
it's the shitty one.
Hey?
It's a shitty one. Because when I'm watching something and then I look down the side, I'm like, there's nothing here that is related to this. Why are there not more videos related to this? It's a bit odd.
To Momo?
Yeah. No, not to Momo, but, you know, like this morning I watched a little video to make sure that I understood the reading that I did for uni today. So I watched a little video which went for a minute about whatever it was I was reading about the watch with God and stuff. Anyway, so then I watched that video and then I was like, I'd really like to see more on this, which I did see on the main page when I looked it up. But in the thing down the side, it had everything but what I was looking for. And I was like, how does this encourage me to look for more content? It's completely opposite.
The up next algorithm seems to be the same as the recommended for you algorithm. So, you know, when you land on the homepage of YouTube and it goes, here's a whole page related to the things that I've been watching you watch.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
If you watch something new that's out of your norm, it just push you
straight back.
Yeah,
it's because the world, they want you to drown into the same stuff you've always drowned in.
And like I can tell when the kids have been watching stuff on YouTube, because my homepage, my recommended for you page, completely changes into other stuff.
Yeah.
And it very quick, and on that page already I can see sus foreign videos with famous characters that I know are going to do weird shit.
To my brain.
The kids just can't help. They can't look away.
No,
do you remember Mully Grubs?
Loved Mully
Nothing
Grubs.
happened on that show. You couldn't stop fucking looking at it. It was just weird shapes and people making strange sounds, kind of.
Was there real people in that show?
Sometimes.
Have you guys seen Mully Grubs? Look it up. It's a weird
Australian kids show.
It's an Australian kids show from the 1980s. And it's...
Mully Grub you.
It's just
Mully Grub me.
I'm going to be a Mully Grub too.
Blah, blah. And the eyes with the big lips?
Yeah, it was just a screen. And then she had two eyes, a nose and a mouth. I actually Wikipedia'd her a little while ago to find out all about it. These guys are saying that the Momo girls are actually a Japanese sculpture and the body looks like a bird. And some people are saying Momo thing is a hoax. But what do you mean by hoax? Like, I want to know what people mean by hoax.
When people are saying a hoax, are people saying that because they're saying it's a hoax that this is happening on YouTube? Or are they saying... Are they trying to let people know that Momo's not real?
Yeah, is that what it is? Because people actually think Momo's real?
Because I didn't need help with that.
But other people might.
Sure.
Is that why? Is that why you guys think? Is that why you're saying Momo's a hoax and stuff? And that Momo's not real? Because is that why you guys are saying that? Talk to me.
No.
Tell me.
Well, everybody's doing what we're doing now, just repeating other things that we've heard other people say about this.
Momo.
Yeah, but
came up with my own ideas. Thanks.
I think you have to maybe our kids just can't go on YouTube. If there's going to be an algorithm that accidentally shows them like Spider-Man grinding up on Catwoman for no reason, or trying to drown Elsa in a pool.
Do you know what though? Momo creeped me out more than it creeped the kids out.
Yeah, but did Momo creep you out, or did the idea of some kid watching that creep you out? Did the idea of some kid watching that in isolation and freaking out? And
I don't know. I've just found it really unsettling.
That's what freaked me out.
Yeah.
I just imagine it takes. I get it. It's no small thing.
Yeah.
Like, even if one kid in the whole world, if one kid watched it and took it seriously and did what the video was asking them to do, that would be a tragedy. That'd be enough for me.
I was reading about it's in other countries. There has been child deaths linked to it, but they can't directly link it, of course, because that would be
Is that the hoax?
Maybe the hoax is that kids are actually acting on that and killing themselves because of that. And I don't know. I don't really know. But there was no confirmed that was the reason.
Well, it's just like, and parents are freaking out way more than the kids do because, as I said, Leto's friends are 7, and they're decent kids. These aren't little ratbag shitheads. They're decent kids, and some of them have seen Nightmare on Elm Street, and some of them have played Five Nights at Freddy's, and some of them have seen It. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and they're 7 years old, and they really don't seem to be all that bothered by it, and they're going around school educating all the other kids on it.
And it's kind of giving them immunity.
So that by the time they get to Momo, they're like,
what?
Momo doesn't even move.
Yeah. What about Candyman? He can't. Yeah. Remember, I used to stand in school toilets and say that.
Yeah.
Only twice, though.
I've never say kids, it 3 times. I used to work in schools. I caught like 6-year-old kids, like not phased at all, watching like countdowns on YouTube of the top 10 death scenes of horror movies. Like full, unedited.
You're right.
And then like while they're eating a fucking Milky Way. It's
this is a great time.
I wonder what's going to be number 1.
Yeah.
The kids are all right. It's the parents
that
are freaking out.
And they make it into a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I did see a video the other day. Femo's growling at someone.
She does.
I saw a video the other day where a woman was recording her kids and she was talking about Momo, and she was re-traumatizing them just talking about Momo because they were like, Mom, stop talking about Momo. Momo's going to come and kill us. If you keep talking about Momo, Mom, she's coming. And they were like sobbing.
No, but they're right. They're right. Because on a psychological level, Momo doesn't have to be real, but if you keep talking about it and being terrified of it, it's gonna come and get you.
Mum, good one.
It will.
You are, Mum. Yeah.
It'll become everything you care about. Everything will become a Momo. Everything.
Everything is Momo.
Everywhere you turn.
He supports Man United. Momo supports Manchester United.
Oh.
Football team. I just took that.
Is that what this is about?
Is that what this is about? Football? No, I don't know. The Red Devils. Lydia said that. I'm assuming she was talking about something else.
Football fans do take stuff too far.
In your bed.
I didn't realize that.
Get
was
in your bed.
Problem.
Our dog is walking around with a great big cone on her head, with a sock on her foot because she ripped her toenail off on what day? Saturday. Again. She just ripped it half off and it's just hanging, but we've had to bandage it up and it's just hard work.
Last time was easier because the whole claw came off.
Yeah. But now it's just I'm not sure what to do about that.
She's not happy about it. She's got a big cone on. She's not enjoying herself very much. I got to apologize as well. There's gonna for my aggressive undertone.
You do have an aggressive undertone today. I thought that was just me taking offense to you.
Yeah. No, I'm just tired.
You should probably get to bed then.
And then it's like, well, don't do this if you're tired. But on the back of other conversations.
Authenticity, mate.
Authenticity. Like I said, sometimes a version of me is going to come on here. It's not going to be as likable as some of the other ones, but that's me.
Sometimes he's not very likable.
I'm not always likable.
The picture of the girl. Oh, no, never mind. Antanika Holton joined the chat, guys.
She sure did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so why are you you woke up grumpy? You were ranting on about phone chargers as soon as you got up.
I was waiting for this.
Yeah, you were.
I was waiting for this.
Yeah.
I've been on a 3-week high.
I even let you go back to bed.
You did? You let me?
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yes.
Good answer.
Yeah, because I would never go back to bed.
You wouldn't?
No.
You'd stay in bed.
I'd stay in bed, but I'd never go back to it.
Go back in.
I'm not one of those people. I just can't do it.
But I'm not really one of those people either.
You do it a lot more than I do.
I've done it more often than you. I don't do it a lot.
Nah, probably once a month.
Once a month?
I reckon. That's
really?
A lot over the 10 years we've been together.
Oh, no. I mean, if you space it out.
Oh, if you smashed it in for that first 6 years, you were actually in bed a lot.
Yeah.
And I'd be standing there going, can you please get up and help me?
It was way safer in there.
It was not.
Way safer in there.
Yeah.
Not for me.
For me.
For all of you.
Yeah.
It was safer to keep me in there. Keep me in a cage.
But, is it just because you're tired and you've come off of what's your 3-week high?
It's because even though I've dialed it all back. Nice. Even though you what?
I really held back on that.
Don't hold back. Sometimes a version of you is going to come on here that's not as likable as the other one.
I think that makes me more likable.
I agree.
Don't you think?
I agree. Yeah.
It's only going to get better for me, isn't it?
I think I can smell that. It's just made its way over. It just got 10% warmer on my face. I don't have a great sense of smell, so I don't actually smell it, but I can
feel it.
I can feel its presence.
3-week high.
Yes.
Not on drugs.
3-week high. Not on drugs. Not all the time. And
why have you been up so high? Why have you been?
Because someone let me out.
Mm.
Conversations with you, conversations with all of them. Sometimes on here, sometimes individually.
Yeah.
I've been taking calls.
Yeah, you have.
Been taking calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I say someone let me out, it's been this gradual thing. We started doing these videos, which I really like doing. Even when I'm grumpy, even on a shit day, I'm still glad I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling that talkative today.
No. You're doing a fine job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can just keep burping if you'd rather do that.
What do you think of this, Nukes?
I can't remember.
Dead air.
Dead
air.
Yeah, 3-week high. Someone let me out. I hadn't quite peaked yet. I don't think it peaked. I think I hit the peak this weekend.
Yeah.
Because it's just like people have been getting in contact with me, not just because I've been doing this again or putting music out or whatever, just in general. Like it was like as soon as I allowed myself to start being me, unfiltered,
people responded.
Unrestricted. Yeah. Like people I haven't spoken to for years.
Yeah.
That don't pay attention to any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Have been popping up just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even want anything.
No.
Sometimes they pretty much just say, hey, I see you from over here. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something. I see that.
So do you plan to hold on to this high? How do you
No, I'm not trying to hold on to it. I think I hit the peak and so the peak was as I have been. So what I used to do, I used to screen my calls or screen my messages, like I would kind of keep me and comments and messages kind of at arm's length.
Mm-hmm.
It was a control thing because I was controlling it's the whole image thing, like
I feel like I must have married an imposter.
You married someone with imposter syndrome.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you, Christy. Well done. Been doing some reading.
Actually, that really helped me a lot. Actually,
it did.
So Christy, who's in the chat still, I think.
Yeah, she's still here.
She called me the other day and was telling me about imposter syndrome. I didn't really think much of it, and then we read into it, and I totally had.
Yeah.
I still have dregs of imposter syndrome.
And I think a lot of people that have had low self-esteem might suffer from an imposter syndrome, and that might be the one thing that holds them back, because it's just the constant niggling negative thoughts of like, you want to do something great for yourself, like take everything else out of it. You want to do something great for you, so that you can be happy. But those tiny little thoughts that you carry around for your whole life stop you from actually being able to just go.
I think for me it was like a mix up of like, so I would do stuff and I would succeed. Like I've always been quite lucky when it comes to like if I do things, it generally goes well. Well, I don't even necessarily think like that. See, that's where it gets tricky. That's the mess up bit, because I'm so harsh on myself.
I see where you're going.
I'm so critical on what I make. I can pull it apart so much. You know, like I have really, really high standards, right? I have
a question.
Yeah.
What if it's not luck? What if it was just that you were a hard worker and everything that you did, you excelled in, and it's nothing to do with luck? Because I think saying things come down to luck is a really good way to downplay.
But I've never actually felt as though I was pushing myself to work very hard. And so that's why I refer to it as luck, because
you weren't trying.
Even when I didn't really know I was working very hard, I guess I kind of was. And that's lucky. You know, like I did that by accident. Yeah. And so one of the things that I realized now that I've been talking to all you guys more often and talking to you individually is that regardless of, for whatever reason, and this doesn't say anything about anybody else or anything, but for whatever reason, what I do, even if it's not at my standard, the standard that I set for myself, for some reason, what I do becomes special to other people.
Yeah.
And then I crack the shits about it, and then I'll take the video down.
Why do you
or delete this or whatever? Because it's not it's not good enough for me.
Perfectionism.
It's not good enough for me. But that kryptonite cover or old recording of Dakota or a video of me singing a song on the bed or whatever was really special to somebody else, and I take it and I would take it away.
Now tell us about the message that you got on the weekend without names, and we recorded a song on the floor.
Yeah, this is just one of the many weird things that's been going on. Like, this is just one of many. So I got a message on the weekend from someone that said, you may not remember me. You played at a venue roughly this time last year.
Yeah, a year ago.
About a year ago. I'd only ever played at this venue that one time.
And it was a fill-in gig.
It was a fill-in gig. I was filling in for my mate Stefan. And I'm playing out the front. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was totally dead.
Yeah.
Just me, the owners, and two people, a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And then the couple were kind of like joking around to me about like, oh, this is nice. This is like a private performance, and the sun's going down, and there's like, you know, fairy candles and fairy lights and tea light candles and stuff everywhere. Fairy candles. And I played Dakota, and so the place that I was playing at didn't actually have a license for live music. So if I was too loud and there was a noise complaint, they would have got a massive fine because they didn't have. Yeah, because it was like close to a residential area and stuff like that. So there must be particular rules and, you know, like lockout times or whatever.
Who's going to whinge about good music?
No one really. So anyway, so I had to play really quiet, which meant that like if I'm playing like Dakota and rock songs and I'm doing the like slow ballad, like everything was a ballad. Even if it wasn't a ballad, I made it a ballad. Stereophonics.
Can you just do a little snippet?
Thinking about thinking of you. Summertime, think it was you.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I always forget what that song's like.
Yep. And so they got a video of me playing that song on that day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so she messaged, this is a year ago. So she messages me on Saturday. She goes, is there any chance that you could record a video of yourself playing Dakota? I'd be totally happy to pay for it. You might not remember me. I saw you play last year. We were the only ones there. And you played Dakota, which was our song. And I desperately want to find the video of you playing it, because my partner, who I was with that day, died in a motorcycle accident last week. Mm-hmm. So last weekend from this weekend.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. So
sad.
So I recorded the video for her and sent it to her.
I cried while I filmed it.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
And so that was just one, you know.
Yeah. So that one song that you did that was not special to you in any way, that you've played how many times?
I don't even, I remember the day.
But not playing the
song. I don't remember playing the song.
That's right. So that one time, that one song that wasn't very special to you was super special to someone else. Stop taking your shit down.
Well, yeah. No, that's it. So warts and all, you know, so a lot of that is translated into me coming on here and not trying to dress up or perform my way through the fact that I'm a bit dark today.
And your hair looks shit.
And does it?
No, it looks fine. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't look shit.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It's just fluff.
Bloody Lush bar.
Yeah.
Which I got in my eye.
You did get in your eye. The one he hasn't washed his hair for a year. First time he washes his hair with a Lush shampoo bar, and he gets it in his eye. It's still a bit red, your eye.
And it's lemon citrusy stuff, is it? Probably
the left
is.
one. Yeah, it was. Look, people are laughing at you.
What a funny story about that person that died. No.
That's mean.
That was very inappropriate of you guys. Pick your moments.
Pick your moments, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, so that was cool. Well, it wasn't cool, but it was interesting. And that, so little things like that have been happening every day for the last couple of weeks. Someone has popped up and said this or that or whatever. And it's just made me go, I actually, it's not up to me
to decide what's special or not.
Even if I make it.
That's right.
And I had the same conversation with Kat because Kat does the same thing. She holds her music and her art and stuff at an incredibly high standard for herself, and she never hears back what she was trying to make.
Because she hears all the bits that she doesn't like.
But because I'm not in her head, I only hear what she's made.
Yeah.
And when I hear her songs, they sound fantastic.
Yeah.
But she can hear what it's not, right?
Yeah.
And so I was talking to her about how, look, it's the same. It'd be the same as if you asked Van Gogh and Leonardo both to paint Jesus. They're both painting the exact same thing. They're both trying their best to paint the exact same thing.
Yeah.
One might be technically better than the other or whatever, but they're both the truth. And both at this point in time would be absolutely priceless.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, even if those artists themselves, if Leonardo and Van Gogh both painted their own pictures of Jesus and they looked at each other and they'd be like, man, his is better.
I used to have this argument with my art teacher, Mr. McGregor, in high school, because I would always draw people, right? I wasn't very good at drawing faces or feet, but I often drew naked ladies. And one day he was like, oh, you can't, it doesn't look right. You got to do it like this. And then I was like, but this is art. Art is up to the interpretation of the person doing the art. And I feel weird that you can grade someone in school based on their artwork. Different if you get a scribbled piece of shit with stick figured legs and stuff. There's
backstory to that though, because I don't know if he dropped out, but I think he dropped out of design school because his design and art teachers were like, that's not right.
Oh, I'd like to know.
Yeah. He said that.
Did he?
Yeah. And he said that by accident because remember how Mr. McGregor always had really cool handwriting on the board? He had really cool handwriting, and someone said something, I think might have been me even, commented about how much I love your handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know why, one skill that I've always secretly wanted to have is being good at writing on a whiteboard.
Same here, and chalkboards.
I feel like chalkboard's easier to write on than a whiteboard. It's too slippery.
You reckon?
A whiteboard.
Just find a spot.
Did you fart? That's Kimmy's puss. She is the friendliest.
Just find a place.
Most lovingest.
Lay there.
Her love
knows no bounds.
Is irrational. She loves us irrationally.
Yeah. She's like, even when you launch her across the room, because she is cutting into your legs, she's like, but I love you.
So yeah, Mr. McGregor, his design school teachers hated his handwriting.
The fuck?
I know. And it was so cool. And so there's another example of that. So when Mr. McGregor writes on the whiteboard.
That's artistic. That's special.
No. We see like, wow, what cool handwriting. He looks at it and he goes, I still write like that. That's still crap.
Oh, still.
Like my teacher always said it was.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm an art teacher now instead of an artist.
Yeah, right.
Because he was told.
Yeah, see? Don't let people tell you. Unless they're telling you good things, then listen.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, like there's no point in censoring your
skills.
Self. Or like if you put something out, like don't go take it down.
Unless someone's like, this is the worst thing you've ever done, you should take it down because it's got so much brown in it. I just don't like brown.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Way too much brown.
Way too much brown. Yeah. You don't want to do a painting with just shades of brown, do you?
I don't know. There's a lot of indie album covers that would disagree with you.
I know.
They're all brown.
Well,
they all look like Haitian sax.
What was it?
Haitian?
I love the way you say things. Sometimes I'm like, Hessian.
Hessian.
How did you say it?
Haitian.
Why do you? Is it because it's got a?
I think it was just wasn't sure.
I've heard you say it before and I've just let it go. But I feel like we've got to stop doing that sometimes.
I was watching back one of these the other day and I didn't realize how many times I misplace the words in my sentences. I swap things around. I didn't realize I was doing that.
Yeah.
Uncensored. That's why, because it's uncensored.
That's right. They're quiet over on there today. Except there's a new comment.
That's because we're doing all the talking.
Oh, sorry, guys. How are you guys? How's your art going? How's your pets going? What have you got on this week? You know, all that. Oh, there's a whole bunch of conversation going on that I'm not getting in my feed.
Yeah, man.
What?
I go through and read all these, though.
Yeah, I don't.
See, I like to listen to myself talk a lot. And sometimes that's distracting and I have to catch up on the comments after because I'm too busy curating my mind.
Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of conversation on. All right. Well, let's have a quick. Yeah, I couldn't see your comments. That's why it was not working. Your wife burped on you. Yes, she did. Did you get a program called Portrait Artist of the Year? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why it's putting that. Yeah, see, it's not quiet. Sorry. Shaun didn't push the button.
It's so awkward.
But now. I don't know why it's not up because I'm not on the computer.
It's so awkward now. I still have to do the same thing. I have to scroll them. They don't auto do it either.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to take up?
So a lot of people have been asking me. I haven't spent heaps of time on it because it hurts my brain. But if you want to support this podcast, the best way to do that at the moment is by heading over to Bandcamp and buying my music.
Ooh.
And if you're like, I want to support him, but I've already got his music, buy it and send it to somebody else. And if you can't afford to buy my music and you'd really like it, send me an email and I'll send it to you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. That too.
Yeah.
Because you'll just send it.
So if you're like, I've got money to burn, I want to help these guys.
Yeah.
Then buy the music. If you're like, I love this music, but I can't afford it, then email me.
I don't have anything you can buy.
You can have it. You don't?
Nah.
We can sell Kimmy's collar.
It's so ratty.
It is a bit
She needs a new bell bar looks.
Yeah. The Huntress. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Momo. Captain Marvel, though, this week.
Yeah, we're going to see that. Friday. Friday.
And I can't wait to go and see it and not give a fuck about any of the stuff that's going on around it.
So passionate about it. I just don't care enough.
It's just a movie. Brie Larson is just an actress.
And she's a person outside of that.
Yeah.
You know, she has opinions.
Yeah.
And I find it weird that people can't, people can separate.
This is why outrage culture fucks me up because
Well, you think about this. People are pissed when people cannot separate Chris Brown from his music or Michael Jackson from his music.
I did that though. I years ago, I got real hung up. I got into an argument with somebody because they posted a Chris Brown song, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but some people can't separate it. Some people can.
Now.
But Brie Larson, people are pissed. She didn't even abuse anyone.
But heaps of crazy stuff's going on. So there's been heaps of controversy with like Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes removed the ratings from the page. Mm-hmm. It's getting to the point now. It's already there. It's gotten to the point now where you actually cannot pay attention to the votes for anything. Any sort of data that's supposed to tell you how well received something is not relevant anymore. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not relevant. You cannot rely on that.
I don't really have too much of an opinion on all of that stuff, to be honest.
Which is doing us a favor.
Me not having an opinion on it?
Well, it's doing us a favor to realize that any opinion you find about anything online is useless to you now.
Well, yeah.
Because now you're just going to have to make up your own fucking mind. Maybe you'll have to go and see the movie.
Before you make up the
mind. Which actually has nothing to do with any of the stuff that everyone's talking about. Mm-hmm. Same with Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually wonder if, because Marvel and Disney are like ruthless promoters. Mm-hmm. I kind of have this sneaking. I've been like, everyone's like, oh, this is a big misstep for Marvel. Hiring Brie Larson was a big misstep for Marvel. Mm. I don't think Marvel are that dumb.
You reckon they do it all on purpose?
I don't think they're that dumb. Too. I think they know exactly what they're doing. This movie's infamous now.
Are you guys going to see it? Are you influenced?
Everyone's going to see it.
Are they? No, they're not. Not everyone.
Not everybody.
I'm not that interested, to be honest.
Are people boycotting it? Is there a boycott now?
Well, I think we should be boycotting a lot of other things.
Lots of angry older white men that are boycotting it now.
Only the idiots. And then they'll sneakily go see it without their mates anyway because they think Brie Larson's a babe. They won't be in it. She doesn't smile enough.
Here's the thing, right? Here's how you do it.
Yeah.
I think what Brie Larson said was a little foolish.
What did she say again?
Something along the lines of hopefully the press junket won't be too many old white men or something like that. That's all she said.
Yeah.
What she didn't say is what everybody else made it about. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, she did poke that beehive. She knocked on that door. Yeah. Sure. But you remember Tifa Tara? What is it? The United States of Tara?
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time I saw Brie Larson.
Loved her in that.
Fucking brilliant character. Why was she a brilliant character? Because she was a mouthy, obnoxious, privileged young white girl.
With opinions.
Right?
Yeah. But now we don't like her when she's real.
Yeah.
We don't like real characters.
Yeah.
No boycotting.
No boycotting. I'm seeing it.
Yeah. You're oblivious, are you? Oh, and no, I haven't gone and got any of that gel. I'm just putting up with it because that's what I do. I also have a sty that's making my eye lazy that I'm putting up with also. But these people don't go to the movies because it's too expensive.
Who?
Kieran. Kieran's not going to the movies because it's too expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah. Are you a student?
Yeah, do you guys get student pricing, whatever? Apparently
today's $8 tickets for me, mate.
For Monday, I know, but it doesn't come out until Friday. We're not seeing it until Friday.
Then we're going to have to pay $10 because not my student card gets us $10 tickets, but so does our REA.
Mm-hmm. Here's the two things that I think Marvel are doing though, right?
Yeah.
Marvel can't lose either way because there was an interview a long while back before I believe Captain Marvel was announced, way before they said they were going to be doing a Black Widow film. Mm-hmm. It might have even have been before Wonder Woman had even really gotten off the ground yet. Mm-hmm. And they asked him about representation or something like that. And Kevin Feige is a mastermind of talking to the press and saying enough but not too much to piss anyone off.
Yeah.
but he nearly did here. They asked him about whatever, and then he kind of did the same thing that like the toy companies do. The toy companies were like, we stopped selling female-orientated action figures because people weren't buying them.
Girls don't really play with action figures as much. Is that right?
I don't even know if he said that much, but he was just like, look, we make the products that are going to sell.
Mm.
And so he was kind of alluding to this idea of like, look, if we see some sort of indication that doing a female-centric superhero thing is going to be what people want, we'll do it. Because that's what Marvel, that's the whole reason Marvel is so successful is because they were kind of the first ones to come along and go, we're going to make the superhero movie that superhero fans actually want.
Mm.
We're going to give them what they actually want. Comic, accurate portrayals of characters that people have liked for 5 to 6 decades. That's what they did.
Yeah. But it happened to be a male-dominated
genre. Is a male-dominated.
It's still male-dominated, right?
It is a art form that was birthed back in a male-dominated workforce.
Yeah.
It's a product of its time, and it has evolved. Like, there are so many awesome female characters. Like, the X-Men are full of... In fact, some of the best female characters in comics are in the X-Men.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
They're amazing. Storm, Jubilee, Rogue...
not the movie
Jean
Rogue.
Grey. Not the X-Men, not the movie Rogue. In the comics. In the comics. The X-Men movies was part of the problem that Marvel came along and solved. Let's just make this stuff. Let's actually make movies based on characters, and the fans of those characters for 40 years will actually recognize them.
Yeah.
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 Because Hugh Jackman's fantastic. And
as the boy from Oz.
Hugh Jackman made his own Wolverine, but that ain't my Wolverine, and I don't think it's a lot of other people's Wolverine.
Mm.
But he's a precious and beloved character because he was part of a movie renaissance that made movie comic book characters something that was a viable thing to do. Anyway, so I think Marvel, Kevin Feige can't lose. He either succeeds by making a triumphant female-centric superhero movie. They've made Captain Marvel the most powerful being in that whole cinematic universe, right? So, like, not only are they doing a female-centric movie, they've made her like the fucking, she's the queen piece on the chessboard, you know? Like, she can run rings around everybody else.
Yeah.
If it flops, Kevin Feige kind of said a decade ago that he thought that might happen.
But he didn't.
So then he gets to be right.
Yeah. But if it does well, then he gets to be right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a win-win for me.
If it's a success, then he gets to be this advocate of change, of reasoning, understanding, adapting.
Christie wanted the Joker Harley Leto Robbie. Is that a thing? That's
Mad
not
love.
happening?
Apparently, what I heard was when they filmed Suicide Squad, they pretty much had enough footage to make an entire movie based on the Mad Love storyline.
Yeah.
Which is when Joker gaslights Harley Quinn into becoming Harley Quinn.
Crazy as him.
Harleen Quinzel into becoming Harley Quinn. And they scrapped heaps of that. I mean, Suicide Squad was a massively successful film, but a big mess.
I like the name Quinzel.
Harleen Quinzel.
Why was she called Harlequin Quinzel?
Well, I call her
Suits her.
Harlow Quinn. Harlow.
But isn't it funny when she wrote Harley with Leto? And I was like, oh, that's so cute.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So we got a daughter named Harley Quinn and a son named Leto.
That wasn't intentional.
Jared Leto.
Because Leto was born before that.
Mm.
So was Harlequin. We actually got Harlequin's name. And funnily enough, we got the name Leto from Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And then we got Harlequin's name when we were playing Lego Batman with Harley Quinn in it. And I was like, I like the name Harlequin. And you were like, don't you fuck with me.
Yeah.
because we hadn't found out she was a girl yet.
Leto's name was going to be Mayer.
Yeah.
Which I was stoked about because it was based off John Mayer, and I'm one of the biggest John Mayer fangirls out there.
Yeah.
And then she would do this thing where I'd be like, yes, that's the name.
And then
she'd like lose interest in it. She'd be like, oh, I'm not sure about that one. I'd be like, And then when you told me that it was going to be Leto, and I was like, that is sick.
You weren't all that for it.
No, do you know why? Because I was being strategic. No, not because I wanted Mayer, but because I knew that if I got too excited about Leto, you would have been like, oh, that's a set thing. And then once it had been a set thing, you would have been like, I don't want that.
Did we come up with Leto before we went into the hospital?
Yeah.
I think we did, but we weren't sure until we saw him, but we were pretty sold on it.
We knew he was going to be Leto pretty close to when he came out.
Yeah, right. But Harlequin was like 19 weeks. It was a week before we found out if she was a girl or not.
We knew Harlequin was going to be Harlequin for a while.
No, only for a week not before she was born, before I had the scan to tell us whether she was a girl or a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while. Before she was born.
Before a while. Yeah.
Yeah, before she
Funny that. We just didn't know how to spell it. Now we still don't.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what's good. Well, I mean, there's the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie that's coming out soon. Produced by, what's his name? Scorsese.
Right.
Yeah, which would be great.
You reckon?
Scorsese.
What did he do again?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Some of the best gangster.
Are they having other superheroes in it?
I don't know what the hell they're doing in it. It's
just about him going to the shops.
Well, people think that they might be doing they might be ripping the storyline out of the Alan Moore Killing Joke. You know that story I was telling?
That I read.
Yeah. Did you read The Killing Joke? No, you read Dark Knight. That was the one about
PTSD.
Bruce Timm.
Do we have The Killing Joke?
No, we don't. I'd like to.
You and that comic problem you had.
Comic problem. I don't have a comic problem. I don't have a problem.
Shaun used to fill his holes and his time with buying sneaky comics.
Used to just
he used to
jam comics into my nipples.
Pretty much.
Fill this hole.
Yeah.
It's too tight.
And then one time I was like looking on our accounts. There's all these like
digital comics.
Oh my God.
When comics went digital, I had a bit of a problem.
And he told me that like $30 to $40 a week sometimes would go on comics.
and then
you
I'd
told
be
me
like,
it was your mum.
I think I must have left mum connected to our iTunes.
Yeah.
She's shopping up a storm.
Yeah. And then I asked her and she's like, no.
I was much younger then.
And then I was still like, Shaun, it's still saying that your mum's been buying comics.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I don't know what that's about. How weird.
Jeez, mum's reading comics. I'm proud of her.
Good one, mum.
Yeah.
Fill the holes.
But not only did they do that, DC Comics released their Comixology digital download version thing at the exact same time that they did the New 52, which meant they restarted every single comic book they had.
Mm-hmm.
Like they retconned the entire universe, which it was too hard for me to pass up.
It was so ridiculous. I don't even know how you found time to read the ones you bought because
I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I wish you would have. Would have made life heaps easier.
You know how earlier you were talking about how I'd be in bed so long.
Yes. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you couldn't get up to the goddamn babies.
I got up to the baby.
Sometimes. Get up to the baby now.
I did it more than them other dudes.
It's debatable for the early days. That's debatable for the early days. Last 2 years, you've been pretty brilliant. 3 years, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you started getting up out of bed and stuff.
You put hard work into that.
I fucking did.
Into building this.
Sure did.
No, I put hard work into it. I'm a hard worker. I spoke to my dad the other week and he said I'm a hard worker.
He doesn't know Shaun.
And that shocked me. I had no idea.
You got 27 comments there. They might be asking you questions.
Already?
Yeah, and I don't know that I'm getting them all. That's real tea.
That's the real tea. Comics into every orifice. Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto I'm sure Jared Leto could have done a brilliant job as the Joker.
Yeah, but they just didn't give him anything to do. They just let Jared Leto riff.
They should just let him be Jared because he's the most attractive when he's just Jared.
Yeah, I feel bad for him though because he put so much into it. He's sending creepy packages to the other stars in the movie and stuff.
28 now. Who's 28?
Who's 28?
Errol Martin Cinder.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, but who's 28? Jared Leto?
28
I'm pretty sure he's 48. Did you guys know that? Jared Leto.
He's almost 50.
Is like almost my mum's age. And I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no kids, that's why.
But
that he knows of.
Watch Requiem for a Dream. He was a baby face.
Yeah.
Total baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just takes really good care of himself.
He looks a lot like Zooey Deschanel.
They have the same eyes.
And Katy Perry. Have you guys seen the
and
28
Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt, Katy Perry, Zooey Deschanel, Jared Leto.
I don't know about Emily Blunt.
Yeah. Line them up.
I wish my last name was Blunt.
Line them up.
Antanika Blunt.
Line them up. Let's see them.
Line them up.
Line them up.
Line them up.
So yeah, I don't know what the DC universe is just like their success. Do you know what's even scarier for DC universe than their movies failing? Is when they succeed.
Wait.
Because then that really fucks shit up. Because then they're like, oh god, now we have to do reshoots on all of the other movies that we're doing to try and make them more like that one because that one worked. I forget between DC and Marvel sometimes. DC are like Aquaman and stuff, right? The Justice League is DC. Justice League, Superman, Avengers Batman. Are Marvel. Right. Yeah. I just get confused with the. Some people dub Batman as the Marvel character that accidentally belongs to DC. How does that happen? Because DC characters are like legendary titans, and then Marvel characters tend to be exceptional people, like with strange abilities. Yeah, so like Wonder Woman is a god, Superman is a god, Green Lantern is an interplanetary. Yeah, right. God. So they're more fantasy characters. Way more fantasy, and Batman less relatable. Perhaps that's why they don't do as well. Because they're superheroes and gods. We ain't superheroes and gods. Like Batman is Iron Man. If Iron Man had been exposed to Momo as a kid. I feel really bad for Batman, especially when we talked about Batman with the kids, because Leto's always like, why is Batman so mad all the time, Dad? And it's like, Batman really just needs to like work on himself, and I feel like it's really letting him down. But there would be no Batman if Batman had sorted his shit out. There's a cool storyline though at the moment. So there is. Lydia hates comics and she wants to change it. The topic. Well, I used to hate comics too, Lydia. But there is some cool comics out there. There are cool comics out there. I've been reading these ones called Saga. Oh, you don't just have to read about superheroes. Yeah. They got romance. They got crime. They got drama, comedy, sex. There's very, very sexy comics. Very risque comics at our local. I was watching in our comic book shop. There's one on about how to have lesbian sex, or sex with a woman, like if you're a woman, and it's like this. It's fat. It's like this big, and it's just little comics of all the different ways to try it out. You meant to say when a human being has sex with another human being, and they have matching. Female genitalia. Yeah. Is that the right way to say that? I have no idea. It takes I do believe that we should be learning and encouraging each other to converse with each other in ways that, makes us not offend each other, but it does take a lot longer to talk speak about it. There's a show on Netflix. I wanted to ask people about this actually. Umbrella Academy. It's got Ellen Page in it. What's it about? It's basically, do you know what it's about? Creepy X-Men. No. It's creepy X-Men. Creepy X-Men. But is it good? Have you seen the comic? No. Heard about the comic? Vaguely. Just the Umbrella Academy name put me off. Yeah. But it looks okay. I thought it had something to do with Resident Evil. Oh, Nikki's popped up. Internal identifications. Internal external. I'm watching that at the moment. Netflix show.
Yeah.
I started watching Titans.
Yeah, that's a bit crap.
Some people really I'm waiting for me to like it.
Do you know what's real good that you should probably watch in your spare time? That one I'm watching, Russian Dolls. Really good show.
I don't want to watch that.
It's a good show. I need to watch more with that.
I don't know why I don't want to watch that. No. I have resistance to it.
How come?
I don't know.
Why? Give me a good reason.
I'm not a huge fan of that actress.
No, why not?
Because she's the same in everything.
Yeah, she is. But I think that's what I like about her. Like Ryan Reynolds, he's the same in everything.
Yeah, but
he's just Ryan Reynolds.
There's something different with that. But also because she's become iconic in Orange is the New Black. So I feel like I couldn't watch Russian Doll without being like, when did you get out of jail?
That's what it's like. She got out of jail.
When did you get out of jail?
She keeps dying.
Yeah.
Kieran said it's about a man who adopted these babies that were born on the same day. They were superheroes as kids, and the show is about them as dysfunctional adults.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah. That sounds cool. That sounds right up my alley.
It sounds a bit like New Mutants. There was a New Mutants movie coming out, and then they were doing these reshoots to make it all look horror, and now it might not be coming out at all. I
did. And that looked okay. I can't rub the gold ring on my sty because the sty is not actually in my eyelid. It's on the inside of my eye up here, so I can't actually get to it. And it's been there for about a month or two now, and I should probably just get it. But yeah, I can't do that. You know, I just can't do it. But people have suggested I rub a wing on a wing.
A wing?
I'm going to get a bird's wing.
We got chickens. Would that do?
Just go get a KFC and get myself a chicken hot pack. Yeah. What are those called? Wicked wings. That'll clear it right up.
Batter your eyes. We can batter them.
Yeah.
In chicken salt. Beer batter.
I need to go pee.
I need a poo.
Well, you stay here. It could be a cyst. How do I get it out? It's actually starting to make this eyeball a bit droopy. It looks not right. I want to borrow your bird.
It's definitely persistent. It's persistent little bubble there. Yeah. All right. Let's see some of these comments. What's going on here? What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Okay. Neeks has asked me to ask you to ask her some questions for when she returns from the toilet, because I'm going to go to the toilet shortly after her. And she would like to have some questions to answer. You can ask her anything. You can even ask her how it went on the toilet. How did you go? Hot water bottles and eyelid squeezers. Okay. We can try that. TMI hour with Shaun and Neeks. Yeah, I think that's just kind of how it's going to be. Like I said, life is too short for things you can't say. And sometimes the people you like behave in a way that makes them less likable. And that is the essence of this podcast. And I have super buffy hair. It's so buff.
What are you talking about?
There you go. Load her up.
Hot water bottles and eyelid squeezes. What? What are you trying to get me to do? Hot compress. All right. Too much information. Oh, I get headphones. Yeah. There you go. Oh, it's different when you're in here, isn't it? So I guess it's just us while Shaun's away. My official first lecture, like first day at uni, is today. I've got philosophy at 2:00. I'm actually looking forward to that. I only became interested in philosophy about what is fluff. Like 2 years ago when I realized it was a thing. But yeah, it's a thing that you can study. It's bizarre to me. Simply read info. Oh, yeah, right. Reds is the United nickname. That makes sense now. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that actually. I went for the O weeks, which is like an orientation week, and I made some not friends, I guess. I guess they were just people that I'll see there. They were quite young, and I felt very old, but it's all right because I look young, and they thought I was 20, so that was nice. I think he's back already. That was fast.
I am fast.
It's like birthing a baby.
I have efficient bowels.
You do have it. It's much different in here. Fluff. I'm going to start using the word fluff.
I think I'm going to call this podcast ShaunMeet
Shit.
The day that he finally made them not like him.
Shaun on the day he defecated. Quickest shitter in the West. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He is.
It's because I'm full of shit and I have to get it out.
Real fast.
Gotta get it out.
You ain't got time to waste.
I have to let it out. Like somebody let me out. I've been let out. I've been ruffling people's feathers this weekend. I think it's one of the other reasons why I'm so exhausted. I've just been calling up in the same way that people have been reaching out to me. I've been reaching out to other people that definitely did not ask me
for your opinions,
and just like hijacking them on the phone for 2 hours and going, look, you've got a talent and you're not using it.
And it's making me miserable. Time is running out
and I need you
to make it better for me.
You have a gift and it is too precious and it doesn't even belong to you because you didn't choose to be talented. You just are. And so stop putting your thumb over that tap.
I heard that part.
And get busy.
Yeah. You were in a real smashing it through.
Let's go.
Yeah. I don't get those.
I give you microdoses of that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the toilet.
That's gross.
I can't imagine Shaun being like, listen here, you little shit. Nah, he's not really.
Not like that.
It's more of like, here, I'm going to give you a motivational speech over the phone.
That's
what it sounds like.
I
from
apologize
where I stand.
as I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry. And I have to keep.
I know I'm being really intense.
And I keep saying things like, I'm not saying anything more than I'm just saying here. Like, don't make it bigger than this. Don't make it any bigger than. Look, I'm not saying much. All I'm saying is that if you do not pursue the thing that you were put on this planet to do, your life will suck.
Which means my life will suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a selfish motivation, but a great one for everyone who's involved.
But
really.
I didn't ring them up. And I wasn't like, look, you're not doing anything about this, blah, 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 blah. You were put on his planet for a purpose. Your purpose is obvious because you're really good at this particular thing. You got to keep doing it. All right, see you later.
Dude.
No, I rang up and I was like, and I want to help you. Like, let me help. I'll do whatever you need, just as long as you keep doing that.
Do you think that's just what more people need? Do you think, like, if more people were encouraged to just do the thing that they love doing, that they might actually succeed in it more, therefore making the whole world a more pleasant place for everyone?
I think what happens is, so the same way, like when you get really comfortable with people, sometimes the more comfortable you get with someone, the less nice to them you are because you're too comfortable. You take them for granted. And so you're just like, they love me. Like, I don't have to dress it up.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think the same thing happens with motivation. So I think people get so used to being believed in by the people that they're really close to that it stops really meaning anything.
Yeah.
And so then what they need is hopefully people outside of their little house unit to just pop up and reaffirm the things that they've just gotten used to hearing from their partner. Because you always encourage me, I always encourage you, but it has less meaning because you just expect me to encourage you because you're used to it because I'm encouraging. So are you.
Except for when you push me over and then you like shit on me and I'm like, what?
But like when someone that you don't see every day tells you something that I tell you all the time, it means more because it's come from the outside, like there's a little bit of amalgamation between you and me now and our beliefs and our thoughts. And
I wonder if that'll change now. I won't see you as much.
Probably.
Wonder what that's going to be like. What do you think that's going to be like, not seeing me for as much as you usually are used to, and me being in a regimented, like scheduled away from you time?
I think outside of the times where like you're busy doing your thing and I'm busy doing my thing, like, and those times where like we end up together, but like you're like, oh, I've got to write this or whatever or blah blah blah. Outside of those times, I think it'll just mean that we speak to each other more.
Speak to each other more?
Well, yeah, because we'll have more to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there'll be less sitting in silence.
Lydia said something funny about you ringing people up on the phone.
And
she was like, and the person on the phone said, who is this? Yes, that is right.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about your Facebook messages. No, we're not, Melody, but I am here to read these. I'm not going to spend all my time reading comments, but I will pop in. She's glad that you messaged her this weekend because it really helped her.
Good.
And no, we don't have any birds because we have 3 cats.
Yeah.
Because if we had birds, they'd be dead. And then I'd really be able to rub their wings in my eye.
We have chickens only because
the cats won't eat
them.
They're
too big for the cats to eat.
And they're not interested in them at all.
No, I don't think that. All Buzz is. Buzz likes hanging out in there because pigeons go in there and try and pinch the
and they get
seed.
Stuck. People, sorry about that. Don't talk to people that way so they don't share that sort of stuff. Yeah, people don't share how other people impact each other very often. Like, you don't get people messaging, like your friends, or I do this. I message people after I spend time with them a lot, and I'll be like, thanks so much for the talk today, or thank you so much for hanging out, or thank you so much for this, blah, 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 blah.
I like to do that. I like to follow up good conversations.
I do. And I don't know whether that's a weird thing to do.
No.
Is it a weird thing to do? Be like, and then they're like, hey, I just saw you. Fuck off.
It's only weird in the way if someone's not used to that happening to them.
Yeah.
And be like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like sometimes like you'll spend time with someone, and if you're a bit paranoid or whatever, you could spend a great 3 hours with someone, and then as you're driving home, you're like, they don't like me. You just undo it all. So you just need that little like just letting you know that 3 hour conversation that we had that we both really enjoyed, that's still true.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we don't mind, Melody. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah, I worry that it makes me seem needy as well. Nikki said that she does it. And she doesn't want to come across as needy. And I would say that sometimes I'm like, because I message and check in with people a lot. Like, I'll send not a group message, but I'll send a message out to some of my friends that I haven't seen for a few days or a few weeks just to check in. And then I'll do it like, I don't know. And then I guess it's an insecurity thing.
This is awesome. Just wanted to say thanks for a great conversation with you earlier. That's fine. This is needy. Just wanted to say thanks for a great conversation with you earlier. Did you like it?
Do you like it?
That's needy.
Yeah, I guess that's needy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're like,
I guess it's only
validate
needy.
me.
It's only needy if you need something back from it, you know. And you'll know you're being needy if you get offended.
Sorry, Nikki.
That you don't get the response from that message that you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's right.
Now you're being needy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But if you're just acknowledging, that's not needy.
Usually what I'm doing. I'm not like, now can you come and cuddle me? Come pat me in the back while I rock myself to sleep.
And you know what? Even in situations where you're like, okay, so, you know, like, so I don't actually have a problem today. There's nothing wrong. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not worried about anything or anything, but I just feel a bit dark today because I just, it's there.
Do you feel less dark?
So I'm not, I guess. I feel about the same. I tend to idle in the same spot.
Is this feeling, this is what I think it is for me, when I feel like this, I'm like, oh, it's because, you know, the same shit today is going to be here tomorrow, and then you have to do the same shit tomorrow as you do the next day. Just the little things like making sure there's food in the cupboard to eat after 3 o'clock. Or shit, that washing's still there.
Spinning plates.
Yeah, it's just spinning the plates.
Spinning.
I do it like this, which looks less good, but it's because of these are sticks, guys. Not plates. But this is a bit more party. Yeah, I find that that's the part that gets me is the mundaneness of everyday life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
now it's about to get you more mundane.
But even so, I think when you're there's a difference between like making your shit other people's shit, or just not dressing it up, like not dressing yourself. Like I'm not dressing myself up. You know, I'm not being mindful about like what's my tone or whatever, which are things that I do all the time. What's my tone? How am I coming across? You know, am I being too intense? I actually think I might just be a bit intense. And I think I might be a bit too intense for some people. And it actually hurts me more
than it does them
to be less intense for that purpose. So like, I was kind of talking, I had a conversation about this with Jack from the band Japan at Derringer's on the weekend. And I was talking about how and they kind of talk about this a little bit, I guess, is what they were alluding to in the movie A Star Is Born, when he says to her, like if you get up there and you lie, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And I don't think he meant like if you get up there and you lie, they'll see through it and you won't get anywhere. That's one possibility. But I think he also meant that, and this is what we were talking about on the weekend, that if you put yourself in front of people and you lie, the worst thing that could happen is that they would believe it. Because then you have to keep being that. You know, like you're being dictated by an audience that you lied to that now requires you to keep being the same way.
Yeah.
And now you resent them because they don't get me. They only think I'm this, or whatever, or blah, blah.
Yeah, because the self that you presented in the first place wasn't the true one. So you have to maintain that as well, which is exhausting in itself.
So you're not doing yourself any favors by
shining yourself like a turd.
Yeah, by sanding your personality back for a minority of people that you come across in your life.
It's hard though, because you could say that and a lot of people take that as in like, well, I'm not going to change.
There's a difference between I'm talking about my intensity, like my intensity as a person, as opposed to like if I was just going around saying horrible, ignorant things.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a difference between like I'm not going to change. I'm going to be the same asshole I always have. And look, I'm working on myself. I'm improving myself. I'm looking into my beliefs. I'm talking to people. I'm trying to be open-minded. I will admit when I'm wrong when I am, but tonally, I might be a bit intense. That's going to have to be okay.
Yeah.
Because it means that the people that can handle being around that
other ones
can handle being around it. And if they can't, they'll fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's fine too.
Everyone leaves.
That doesn't mean anything about them either. They're fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean one's better than the other.
Yeah, we don't have to like everyone.
No. You don't have to.
It's true. You don't have to like everyone.
You owe it to yourself to try to.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like you enough.
I like you enough.
Lydia said, can I just say it takes me longer to get my undies off to have a poo than it did for Shaun to do everything. And Christy makes a good point here. You might be feeling meh and flat today because you have been on such a high for the last 3 weeks that your dopamine and serotonin is coming back down.
Like I was saying earlier, I was waiting for this, and I'm not worried about it either. I'm just like,
usually you
which
would
is
though.
why I'm not dressing it. Well,
sometimes you do.
I think
you go, oh no.
I think the fact that I'm not trying to dress it up or pretend that I feel any other way is progress.
Yeah.
Because I'm not making it about anything else. I'm not actually. I don't have really any concerns about anything.
No.
Really, I'm humming along quite nicely. I've got plenty to do. It's all good.
Sure do.
Yeah.
You get a lot on this week.
I do. Do I?
Nah. But I feel like I do because the stuff that I'm not doing here at home is stuff that you're going to be doing because I won't be here to do it.
But I do those things anyway.
Oh, you don't do the washing and clean bathrooms. They're my jobs.
Are they?
How is this going to work? Like, do I still do the exact same jobs that I do and I used to do during the day, but now I have to move them to the evening?
How often do you clean the bathroom?
Depends how depressed I am. Because the other day when I needed some time, I cleaned the bathroom real good.
Right.
When I had the shower,
so
laid around.
If I leave it and let it get gross, I'm actually providing you an opportunity
To cure my depression.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to say, Shaun, I can't do this today if I can't do it. And then maybe you'll do it instead.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you have to do everything.
I think you're pretty much aware that I do everything you ask me to if you ask me to. And that doesn't even mean like, I don't even mean that in a...
Does that mean you can trust me because I ask for help?
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. And you can trust me because sometimes you don't have to ask.
Sometimes.
Most of the time you don't have to ask, really.
Most of the time.
I'm on top of it.
Melody said, Shaun, don't make new recordings this week if you're not feeling it. Lucky for you, he can't because he doesn't have nothing to do it on.
I do and I don't, but I probably should. This is probably a feeling worth expressing.
One thing you should make sure, this is what I want you to make sure of, is that at the end of each day there's food if I'm not here for dinner. Because that's normally my job. But I won't be here.
Yeah.
In the day.
It's not going to be a problem though, because when you're not here, I just do what needs to be done. Because I know what needs to be done. You don't agree?
I agree. I agree to an extent, but there's things that you don't notice that I do. And there's things that you don't notice that I don't. I'm sure there's things that I don't notice that you do.
There's a lot of things that you don't have to do because I'm doing them. And vice versa. And then there's the grey space in between.
Yeah, that's going to be
the stalemate of...
Yeah, we'll be like, oh, there's actually crackers in the corner of the room. There's my crackers I haven't cleaned up this week. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Gold excuse not to wash the bath. Rub it in that we don't have a bath, Lydia. We don't have a bath here. It's one of the things that we had to give up when we moved. We moved and we applied for houses but we ain't got enough money to own a bath.
And it's all because of Captain Marvel.
It's all Captain Marvel.
Captain Marble.
Bath.
Yeah.
Captain Marble bath.
Captain Marble.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that...
She's rubbed it in twice about the bath.
If it wasn't that bloody Brie Larson, we'd be in the bath right now. She hadn't gone out and said some...
things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bastard.
What else?
That was a pun.
It was very good.
It was a bit loose.
Well done.
It was quick.
It was a bit... I can't think of any. I'm so bad at puns sometimes. So I've been getting heaps better. But I have to take a while.
Just takes practice.
Just practice.
And you've been practicing.
I have been practicing.
Even Leto's punning.
He is, isn't he?
Tosh
is getting better too.
Leto's actually, I know like something has shifted in his brain because now when I do them, he laughs under his breath because he's aware of what's happening now.
He's like, oh, yeah.
I think before he was just like, why is Dad getting those words wrong?
Yeah, probably. He's not very good at jokes though.
No.
It's all right, Lydia. You are forgiven for your blasphemous language on the podcast. Yeah. What else? What are you going to do with the rest of your day? It's 11:30.
Reply to messages and emails and upload some videos. That'll take me to the end of the day.
You have to pick me up.
I'll have to pick you up. And then I will hear all about your first day at university.
First day at university.
How you feeling?
I sit right up the front.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm not I know exactly what lecture hall it's in because I went there for those past lectures in foundation studies. And it's philosophy. How intense can it be? As we're going to be arguing about God.
Yeah. How intense, I mean, really, how intense could an entire subject about,
thinking.
The essence of what it is to be alive and exist at all
I'm really looking forward to the philosophy topic, but the only thing I'm not looking forward to is the wanky language that they used to write in philosophy back in like in the 1700s and 1800s. And the only reason they wrote that way, the only reason they wrote that way was because to be an academic was to be high on the rung of superiority, even though most of the philosophers from back then were shit people. Like,
they used words as a moat.
I'm going to rephrase that. They weren't shit people. They just had shit behaviors, like pushing women downstairs, letting their kids starve because their philosophy was more important. Some of them did some pretty horrible things. Some of them were terrible fathers. A lot of them were terrible fathers.
But it's always someone.
It was as a trade-off.
It's someone's job.
To learn about living. It's
someone's job to do shit things, though.
That's right. And this is what I was talking to Craig about the other week. I was like that person with that shitty behavior can't exist without me doing my good behaviors, and you can't exist here giving therapy to me if I don't exist in the first place, and then to be able to talk about this shit person's behavior in the first place. So if there was no such thing as the man who abused me, I would not be here having to talk about my problems, which gave you a job in the first place, which he loves.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Light and dark.
Because the worst situation for the world to be in, right? Because the world is full of people, and I'm one of them. I get sucked into this. The world is full of people that want to clean up the mess. We're going to clean up. We're going to change this situation. We're going to change these people. You know, we're going to save the day with our righteousness and our morals and this and that and whatever. And we're going to get in there and we're going to do the hard work. And you know what? Like, this whole place would be so much better if we just did something about all the assholes, all of the bad people, right?
It makes me sad.
Even if we found a way to breed out asshole, how would we know who are good people?
That's exactly right.
What are good people going to do? How are they going to know that they're good if they can't compare themselves to someone's shit?
Exactly. Someone with shit behavior.
It's someone's job
to be a bit shit.
Yeah.
It is. And that's strange.
And that doesn't even mean they have to stay that way.
They can change so that someone else shit
just
can take their place.
Moment,
There's so many shit people being born every day.
Sometimes it's my job to be shit.
So that I can be the good
and
parent.
It's usually the time that you don't pick it. It's not like you don't get rostered on.
That's exactly right, Karen. We cannot appreciate the good people without the shitty people. And I say that I see a lot of things on social media about killing and putting pedophiles on an island and ending child abuse and stuff. It's not possible. That's never going to happen. We cannot do that kind of thing. But it's just something that sadly will continue to exist in the world, and that person who that thing happened to, like me, it is their job to fix that problem with themselves. It's not the person who did it to them, because it was their job to be the shitty person in the first place, which a lot of people would argue with me about,
and they do.
Tell me it's wrong. Tell me how we're going to end all of these problems, and tell me how this benefits us, and how that it just can't exist.
You're seeing the result of it now. So first there was Brock Turner, right? He actually was a vile human. Harvey Weinstein, actually a vile human, right? And those people needed to be exposed. They needed to be made an example of, right? That's not quite how I wanted to say it. But anyway, like, that needed to be made, like, the public needed to be aware of that. For that same reason, for us to understand the right things to do, there's going to be examples of the absolute worst thing to do, right? And so we clean that up. And so, like, that's pretty much a given. Like, doing what Brock Turner did, not cool. Doing what Harvey Weinstein did, not cool, right? And so then you take care of the big one, and it feels so good. It feels so good to topple a tyrant, right?
Yep.
And then when they're gone, so here's the result. You clean up a couple of the worst examples. You get used to, like, we're going to go out there and we're not going to stop here, but it's like defeating, like, King Bowser first, and then you've got the little Bowsers left, and it's like, nothing. Oh no, not the little turtles, you know, like actually not that bad. Like, Mario, if you just jump over that turtle, it will just go about its business. You don't have to kill it, man.
It just walks back and forwards over and over again.
Yeah. Don't kill all the little people on your way to Bowser.
That's right.
Right? So, because...
That's so funny.
Because Mario is like, Bowser, got to do something about that Bowser. He's got a shell on his back. Holy fuck, all these little dudes have little shells on their back too.
I'm going to take them down.
I'm taking them with me.
I'm going to kill everyone. That's my brother. He used to go back and like kill all of the characters. I'm like, no.
See, there you go.
Don't need to. We don't need to kill them all. Just let them be. They'll just go to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still be there.
Mm-hmm.
They might all turn into a big Bowser one day, but we'll take them down when it's their turn.
It's like I said before, if you're going to have a goal, be very, very
mass consciousness,
cautious about achieving that goal, because you'll be a bit confused about what to do after. So if your goal is taking down the biggest sexual predator in Hollywood, where are you going to go after that?
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't take down the biggest predator in Hollywood.
Down. Take him right down.
But don't, like, this crusade against, we're going to rid the world of undesirable people. We're going to push them out. We're going to make an example of them so that people, because I think some of the mindset behind it is this idea is if we keep making examples and we don't make any exceptions, like sexual violence is sexual violence. Like, even if it's like here on the Richter scale of horrific to here on the Richter scale of horrific. So like Brock Turner and Harvey Weinstein up here. Ari, what's his name down there? Miscommunication's a bit confusing. We're both drunk. It's all retrospective. It's all subjective, you know, but people just go, Harvey Weinstein, Ari, same thing, same piece of shit.
That's right.
Because we're on a crusade and there is no exception here.
Yeah, but the guy who touched me on the ass and the guy who sexually abused me for 6 years are not in the same category. It's just not how it works. Can't, You have to forgive yourself for the person. That's right.
But
you do.
Here's the thing. Right, was never confused growing up about whether it was okay to hit women or rape women.
No.
You know, was I around people that made jokes? Did I watch movies that made jokes about sexual violence or whatever? Yeah, I did. Did that confuse me into thinking that maybe I was wrong about that being a wrong thing to do? No.
Yeah.
In fact, the fact that we were joking about it only cemented even further how wrong a thing that was to do, because what a ridiculous... Like, that's the joke. That's the punchline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I guess it's the influence of the family members around, though, as well. So if your dad was exhibiting similar behaviors to what was being shown to you in the movies and by your friends and stuff, perhaps you would. But
it paints this idea that the only reason this stuff is happening is because not enough people are being educated that it's not a good thing to do. And I really don't think it's that confusing. And the people doing this shitty stuff, do you really think that, like, not enough education was the problem? Yeah. How often are you supposed to, like, how often are we supposed to be sitting Leto and Tasha down and talking to them about how sexual violence is not okay, to the point where it becomes an ordeal that they're terrified that they are actually acting in sexual violent ways every time, like, that, like, they might be, like, if they move their partner in a sexual relationship when they grow up. How often is too often, and how often is not? Most parents will get this. The more you go on at your kid about, like, would you stop leaving your bike in the driveway? All they hear is leave your bike in the driveway. Do they stop leaving their bike in the driveway? Probably not. No. And in fact, like, until you run it over. Yeah. Then they're like, oh. It's the same thing as the creativity thing. The approach to, so violence is not great, right? But it is a natural part of the world. Yeah, I think it is too. Whatever violence is, whatever is causing it, we all have doesn't care about opinions or education or whatever. It just happens. We seem to learn a lot from violence. Where? Well, in the way that, like, you see violent things. I came from a pretty, like, I seen violence as a kid, right? But people think that acknowledging that violence is a natural occurrence is the same as saying don't do anything about it. And it's like, no, it's just you like, we all get it. The ones that are getting it are getting it. We get it. We've always got it. I've never been confused about whether I can rape or hit someone.
Yeah.
It's never been confusing to me.
No, I can't imagine it's that confusing to some people.
And in fact, how many people do, like, why do people spray paint on shit? Because you're not meant to.
Yeah, otherwise they just stay at home and do it on a canvas.
Because you're not meant to.
Yeah.
Why are kids ending up in YouTube rabbit holes watching stuff that's inappropriate for them? Because they probably weren't meant to.
Probably weren't meant to. Yeah, I don't know. You can apply it to a lot of things. But yeah, I don't know. And I think but I think some people might have just violence in them. Because I came from some sort of, I saw violence and stuff, but I didn't grow up as a violent person. And I grew up knowing that that sort of stuff wasn't okay. In fact, it terrified me, and it still does. If I see someone in an altercation of some sort, I instantly I think but maybe it's different for men that grow up in violent homes. Not that I was overly violent, but
yeah,
had some instances.
Yeah. People just hear different things though. People hear different things. So when you say something like, look, you got to accept violence as a natural occurrence, do everything you can to make sure that you don't participate in it, encourage it or whatever, but you got to accept that it's going to be a thing in the world. And some people hear that and they just assume that it means like, stop talking about it. Shut up.
Because you put it out in the world.
Shut up. You're not letting me violent. You're not letting me violence people by talking about it. It's like I'm not saying that. I'm not pro-violence. No, I'm not pro-violence. No. But I'm not going to pretend that it's something that we're going to do away with.
Yeah. It's just natural. And as is kindness.
Well, even if, right, here's the way we work. Even if we did manage to breed out violence and crime out of humanity altogether, we wouldn't be satisfied with that. Then we'd be like, those fucking chimpanzees, they're too violent.
Yeah, kill them all.
Yeah.
Because we could do that. We could kill all of them because
all
that would
lions
be acceptable.
Must be vegan. They're too violent.
And then we'd really start killing all of the wildlife. If we were all so great and we'd all had our shit together, all the wildlife that's a threat would be dead.
That's why a lot of it is dead.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of it is extinct.
Yeah. So it would all be dead.
Which is quite violent.
I don't think sexual violence is okay. No, I don't. And it's sexual. I don't think anyone does. And the people who do think it's okay are clearly not mentally stable. I don't think that anyone in their right mind.
Do we really think they think it's okay though?
I don't think they think it's okay. That's why it's so well hidden. I don't know anyone who's outwardly gone, I love hitting women and I love sexually abusing people. No one does that. No one's like putting their hand up. In fact, they're hiding from it, which would indicate to me that they know it's not okay. Right? Yeah. That's why they hide it. That's why, like, when there's violence against women, the men hide it and the women hide it. Like, it's all hidden. That's because everyone knows it's not okay. You wouldn't see a man out there once, even though he does hit his wife, putting his hand up saying, I'll give her a bit of a clip every now and then because, she answered back.
If you need any help with yours, let me know.
Like, that's not okay, right? And then they would report it. Well, a lot of people don't, but...
Well, yeah, there's an interesting point. So, like, so there's the whole, like, we got to speak up about this. We got to speak up. We got to speak up because we can't stay silent about this any longer.
Yeah.
So I actually happen to counsel young women that are either like just getting out of or just got out of a relationship like that.
Yeah.
I've had clients have drugs forcibly injected into them in front of their children.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm pretty sure their partners that were doing that, based off of the conversations that I've had with them and the work that we've done, their partners knew that what they were doing needed to be hidden. Except
from the family unit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a very strange thing, which reminds me I need to do my consent quiz on the uni page still. Anyway, should we move away from the violence?
Yeah.
People might be getting sick of talking about violence. I get a bit sick of talking about violence.
I was dark and then it got dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that bloody Brie Larson.
It's her fault. Bloody her fault. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it though. I can't wait to see Captain Marvel and completely forget about all of the other shit that they're saying about Captain Marvel. Yeah. And just watch a movie.
I feel like watching a movie.
Like, I don't go to a movie and then decide I don't like it because the lighting director said something I don't like.
Yeah, like, I bet he says heaps of things you don't like.
Yeah. Like, Brie Larson's opinion has nothing to do with that movie. Even though she's in it.
No, that's right.
You are not the voice of the thing that you're, I don't know.
It's interesting. I wonder if that show with Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett. Jussie. Did the people
Empire.
who disagreed with that, did they lose views?
What do you mean?
Viewership. Did they lose viewership because he's on that show?
Probably not, because he was being written out anyway.
Was he a shit character? Perhaps he was just...
I don't know. I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's power. It is power. It's unfortunate. But who gave that idiot power in the first place?
Who?
Did he just take it, or did someone give it to him? Harvey Weinstein.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Apparently a lot of people are complicit in that whole thing.
Yeah, anyway.
I even heard Oprah's name dropped.
Oh, Oprah. So disappointing.
But the best part about that is when they do the big speeches at the Oscars and stuff like that, and they have all these righteous speeches and stuff about this and that and whatever, while people are in the audience that were involved.
Clap on. Oh, there must be so much gross gossip going on in that world. Like, not this, like, think about the stuff that we hear about. And then there's the stuff in Hollywood that we don't hear about.
Because it's actually a small community.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it really interesting.
Well, then there's all that stuff with Bryan Singer as well. The director-producer of most of the X-Men movies. He's allegedly tied to...
The two new ones?
The original ones.
Oh, the original ones.
And then he did Days of Future Past.
Yep.
I think he did the one after that, maybe. I think he's got a producer credit on Dark Phoenix that's coming out. Yeah. But he apparently, I don't know, did some bad things.
I was a bit worried that we were getting too dark, but Nikki said that they love hearing about this stuff and that we're talking about it because it's important. Did I get that right? I think I tried real hard on that one. I tried real hard.
I don't know if I don't really know how I would gauge if you got it wrong.
No, I don't know.
I don't really know.
Jimmy Savile. Yeah, I heard about him also.
Who's that?
What's the documentary you watched, Kieran? Jimmy Savile, he used to be some big Hollywood guy. Oh, in the UK. And I think he had something to do with Corey Feldman in that. I can't remember, but yeah, it's really like just a massive overcover of gross stuff of people just turning a blind eye and pretty much giving permission to, pedophilia and all sorts in there. What? Yeah, it's a really strange little world in there.
There's an interesting thing about like the whole fame thing, though. Like,
it sounds horrible.
Because in some of these cases, it always, like, so many times you hear about, like Corey Feldman is a great example.
Yes.
And you hear lots of other examples of child stars like that put in really horrible situations like Corey Feldman was. And they just got handed over. Here you go. Make him famous.
Yeah.
Here's my son.
Just take him.
Make him famous.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. I saw an article about... I have one other thing to discuss after this. I saw an article about... What were you just saying?
About parents...
Oh, yeah, the Michael Jackson thing and the Finding Neverland and stuff. The Leaving Neverland, it's called, which is the new 4-hour documentary. It's a 2-part series. You can't leave. And the article was like,
you can leave now.
It.
If Michael Jackson ended up having to move out.
It's almost not Michael Jackson's responsibility that these parents willingly left their 14 and 13-year-old children in the care of a man they didn't know, who acted like a child and openly admitted to sharing a bed with children. Who leaves their kids there?
Who publicly already had numerous...
I wouldn't leave you there. Because you like Michael Jackson a lot, and I know you'd get into a lot of trubs. You know? Like, who...
When I was a little kid, I can't... All right, I'm going for it. Here I go. This is the moment. This is the moment when no one likes me anymore. No. If I was a kid, I loved Michael Jackson so much, I would have slept with him.
Yeah, you would have slept in his bed. That's right.
Yeah.
Just like these boys. Yeah. But whose parents would ever... I wouldn't even let my kids sleep in the bed with Nicki Minaj. Or... Like, I wouldn't let my kids sleep in the same bed as any grown-up person that we know, other than their nan and pops.
I don't know if my parents would have stopped me either.
Live with their agents.
We all got sucked into Michael Jackson. I was a Michael Jackson house.
Yeah, that's right. Rolf Harris.
Rolf Harris.
Nikki mentioned Rolf Harris. We actually and
is he back in jail now?
I don't know, but we have a bit of a theory on the Rolf Harris thing, because who goes after getting out of prison?
For those that don't know, Rolf Harris is an Australian wobbleboard, tie me kangaroo down, sport, tie me kangaroo down, yeah.
Well done.
Like he's like Australian bluegrass, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's even close.
And he was like the love of Australia's, like, he was the biggest kids entertainer other than Peter Coombe.
He's on Wiggles albums.
Oh, yep.
He was with the Wiggles.
Yep. But anyway, he went to prison for sexually abusing children. Or was he caught with content? I can't remember exactly.
They had like a big letter that he written to this young girl that he'd been in love with, that he had been abusing for years or something.
They said 10 out of 10 impression. Thank you, Kieran. Anyway, so he's out of prison. He only spent a little while in there, which really wasn't enough. He should have probably died in there. But
hang on. On a side note, though, there was an article that came out about him, and I don't know if this is a real article, but
it might have been satire.
Maybe, but the article was that Rolf Harris's diet, because Rolf Harris has a lot of money, so he would have had a full commissary, which meant he would have been smashing the mee-goreng or whatever you can get access to in there, which would have kept him very safe as well. Rolf Harris is way safer in jail than he is outside of jail. Anyway, apparently his farts were so bad because of the way he was eating that he was like...
His cellmate was upset or something?
Well, no, the whole cell block or something, like his name was mud there, even more so.
Because of his farts?
Yeah.
I hope that's a real article.
So anyway, he gets out of jail.
He gets out of jail, spends a little while out of jail, and then just walks straight onto the grounds of a school and starts waving at kids. Now, what sort of offender knows that, like, they all know that they're not allowed within a certain radius of schools, children.
Pretty sure they go through that in the orientation with them.
That's pretty sure that's on jail O week. Get out of jail O week.
J week.
Rolf Garris. Yeah.
Rolf Gaseous.
Rolf Fartus. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so who does that? So our theory is that he actually prefers life in prison because it's
better for him in there.
He's not safe. Like, imagine if I saw Rolf Harris in the street, I'd throw something at him.
He would have enough money to live the rest of his life in jail in comfort, and have enough money to make sure that he provides for the people around him, to make sure that they don't hurt him either.
And he gets all of his DSs.
DSs? Oh.
Yep. I bet he does. Peter Coombe was the shit. I saw him. We saw him when we were kids. Peter Coombe. What's his song?
Don't say his name. It'll turn out that he's an abuser
too.
I
know. I just get worried about this.
What about Don Spencer?
Who's Don Spencer?
No one remembers Don Spencer. He was in that same wheelhouse around about the same time as Peter Coombe. So Peter Coombe was like John Lennon, and Don Spencer was Paul McCartney.
But what did Don Spencer do?
Kid songs.
Right. Do you know one?
No. Not off the top of my head.
Someone needs to Google that.
But people used to go nuts over Don Spencer.
You need to sing a Peter Coombe song because they might know it. Do a good impression. We want a rating out of 10 for this one.
I have A lot of face I have, and my face, I love it every day. Spaghetti bolognese.
What's the other one?
Newspaper mama, newspaper mama, newspaper mama every day.
He did a show not long ago.
Didn't he play The Big Day Out or something?
Nah, he did do a show just recently in Adelaide though.
But adults go.
Yeah, adults went.
Yeah.
Same with the Wiggles. The Wiggles did like what were they originally called?
They were an actual
the
like keyboard rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're legit musos.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah. I can't remember what they were called, but yeah, they played too.
Murray's got some pretty sick guitar pedals down on the floor there.
Oh yeah, one of them did play for a band at a big day out. They just played one song.
Murray played. I can't remember the band or the song, but we saw it when we were in Melbourne.
Yeah.
When we were there to see Nothing But Thieves.
Oh, Don Spencer.
Who were great, but we went home early.
He had to spell Australia. They did an Australia song, Don Spencer.
About how to spell Australia?
Must do.
There you go.
Kieran said.
Donny Spence. I'm scared to look because everyone from my childhood that I loved apparently abused children.
Yeah, or has been sexually assaulting women. Like Tyson, what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was a bit disappointed to hear about that. I did read his stuff. It's not really my place to make a statement about that, but I was disappointed. Morgan Freeman, I was disappointed to hear about that. So I just feel like no one that I enjoy watching is safe. Kevin Spacey, I felt bad. Like, what? Why are you doing this to me, man? I don't know about the
Morgan. Kevin Spacey was a bit of a different. He was targeting underage people.
Yeah.
Have you ever made inappropriate sexual jokes in a context with somebody that was actually okay?
Oh, a lot.
A lot.
I've done so many of the things that people talk about now that are inappropriate. I have done and still continue to do. And I do not feel guilty because I don't.
Do you think so? Like Neil deGrasse Tyson's examples, there's a couple of them. There's one of them in particular where it was like between him and a personal assistant, and apparently he was making inappropriate jokes and comments to his personal assistant.
She was and how he really finds her really attractive and stuff.
Yeah. And on his side of it, he's like, look, I never, ever got any indication from her that there was a problem. And I also wasn't actually making advances on her. I was just conversing with somebody that I thought I had a rapport with. And for whatever reasons, again, I'm not victim shaming, but for whatever reasons, he had misinterpreted from her that she thought this stuff was funny or whatever. That was his side of it.
Yeah.
And her side of it kind of backs his side of it up, because her side of it was like,
well, no, I didn't.
Well, I wasn't really. Which the way she words it makes it seem like she was kind of aware that she was going along with something that wasn't addressed at the first time. And we've all done that, you know, when like you...
I liken it to the comments that have been made to me from a friend's husband.
Yeah.
Inappropriate comments that I wasn't overly comfortable with, but I never told him that I wasn't comfortable with them. And who's that on?
But could somebody...
If he did it again.
Could somebody else, but you find that guy a bit creepy anyway.
Yeah.
If it was somebody else that you didn't find a bit creepy anyway, would you care? Would it have been a funny joke between you and them?
If he was super hot, maybe not.
Really?
Is it different if they're more attractive? I don't find him attractive in the slightest.
Right. So because he's not attractive, you find him creepy?
No, that's not why I find him attractive. No, that's not why I don't find him attractive, because he's creepy. I'm just not attracted. I don't think he's attractive. But yes, maybe would it have been different if it was someone else's partner that said that to me? Would I have been so offended if it was one of our closest friends? Probably not.
We've had people joke to us about having a three-way and stuff, and we were, you know, and maybe even once or twice had people joke to us about having a three-way, and then after they were gone, we were like, do you think they were kind of not joking?
Were they serious?
That was a bit creepy, but
yeah,
you know.
Hello, Mark. Hi, Kyle. Sorry, just had to say hello.
Good day.
Good day.
Doppler Dharma effect.
The Dahmer effect. Do you mean as in like that Dahmer guy who
Jeremy Dahmer.
Is Jeremy Dahmer the guy who's that not the documentary we watched?
It's the movie with Jeremy Renner. Is that the one?
We watched it ages ago with Ben.
It's the one with Jeremy Renner and he's a killer.
But he's all like, he's really, I don't know.
He keeps
really
the dead body in his apartment with him for a while.
Yeah, that guy. But I don't know how that relates, but I'm sure you'll get back to us, Kyle. So maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what they call the effect, when you let a joke go by and then that joke keeps happening because you've now created a thing between you and that person where that conversation is okay. I think that's where Neil deGrasse Tyson was. Well, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
None of us. Here's the other thing.
Sounds like.
No one fucking knows.
From How I Met Your Mother.
No, but here's the thing. No one fucking knows.
No one knows.
Whether it's Morgan Freeman or any of those people, like, well, there's a difference between the Neil deGrasse Tyson case and Weinstein. It's like Weinstein, everyone fucking knows. Everybody knows because it's happened so many times with so many people, and so many people let it happen, right?
Is that because he was young?
In cases with Neil deGrasse Tyson and whatever, it's just him and her, right? And I'm not saying that means like, what are you supposed to do about that? Yeah. No one fucking knows. Yeah. He's saying his bit, she's saying her bit. She probably leaving out bits. He's leaving out bits.
Yeah.
And there's bits that isn't being said at all, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The thing from How I Met Your Mother talks about how something is received depending on if you find the individual attractive or not.
Ah.
Bye, Kieran. Kieran's gone to stream. But yeah, it does. Shaun and I have talked about this a lot of times, whether depending on someone's comment towards you is deemed acceptable or not because they were more attractive or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a thing. I actually think that's a thing.
I have had women, older women, it's always women that are older than me.
Yeah.
By at least 10 years, roughly 10 years, say disgusting things to me at work.
Yeah.
After gigs.
Yeah.
I've had people grab me by the scruff of the hair, pull me down, people half my size.
Yes,
right?
They do.
Pull me down by the hair and whisper in my ear, "Do you fuck as well as you sing?"
That's right. That's right.
And I go, "Ha, no, that's all right. It's a good, yeah, it was funny." Like, I don't know. You'll have to ask my wife. You know, like,
yeah, because I was there that night.
No, you weren't.
Wasn't I?
No.
Oh.
Not that particular comment. Mads was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Right.
But it made me very uncomfortable. It made me feel a bit gross. But I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was drunk. She probably doesn't remember saying it.
Awkward. I hope she's watching.
But I'm led to believe now that if I wanted to, I could call up the venue, pull the CC footage, and sue her.
Could you though?
Surely I could. I won't.
Isn't that so bizarre?
But isn't that how all this is working?
Yeah, that is. It is. It's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And so everybody's shitting themselves because here's the thing. With examples like Neil deGrasse Tyson, again, no one fucking knows.
Yeah.
We're just basing this off of what they've said. But if Neil deGrasse Tyson's account of that stuff is accurate, he did not see this coming. It wasn't like he was like, one day it's going to come out. One day it's going to come out. That thing I did, he probably doesn't even really remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so people are freaking out because, like,
I could have sued so many people.
Apparently, you can do a horrible thing to somebody, a life-changing horrible thing to someone, and not even know. And why don't you know? Because they never told you.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, like, people don't speak up because of this, and people don't speak up because of that, and people won't be believed, and victims get shamed. But again, this doesn't mean that everybody that says this happened to me is Jesse Smollett, or it doesn't mean that everybody that puts a hand up and says this happened to me is you know, one of Weinstein's victims or whatever. I think we are being forced to learn in a very hard and ugly way that each individual instance of one of these types of things happening is an individual instance.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be grouped as a gender thing.
We shouldn't be grouped as
at all.
Anything.
Yeah.
That'd be like giving somebody that runs someone over and kills them in a car by accident the same sentence as Charles Manson or
and that's essentially what they were saying, and that was the same thing when they were
that's what no excuses means.
When the Me Too movement came out there on the radio, they were having a discussion about how some women were calling up with these horrific stories of Me Too, of being sexually harassed in the workplace, like bailed up against walls, bailed up and like grabbed and stuff like that. But then there were girls ringing up and saying, this man touched my bum in a bar, and were expecting the same response from people on talkback radio and stuff. And those women who were getting like touched on the butt and stuff were feeling victimized because they weren't being taken as seriously as the woman who's been bailed up and like flat out hand in pants sexually assaulted. They're not the same. It's very different in my head. It's completely different. It's just two different baskets. Yeah, not cool touching random people. Don't touch random people in bars. It's not cool. But it's just something that happens. Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes it's not. But it happens. But the other thing, bailing someone up and putting your hands down their pants without their permission at work or at home, wherever you are, isn't really appropriate.
And what tends to happen to people
Learned
that
behavior,
are terrified of a certain thing in the world?
Hey?
What happens to someone if they're absolutely terrified of society in some certain way? So because the headlines make it seem like if you go outside, someone is going to assault you in some way.
Yeah.
You know, like that's it happens commonly on the globe.
Yeah, I'm wondering if when I go to uni, whether I'm got a really high chance of being assaulted at uni, because now I have to fill out that consent thing. I'm like, is this actually a thing I should be worried about when I walk through from class to class? Do I need to be worried because I will be in a different area?
That's why it's so dangerous if you reduce this kind of if you have this no exceptions, there are no excuses, don't let anybody flip the narrative, don't let anybody do this. When everything becomes painted with one brush, then the world becomes a much more terrifying place, more than it is, way more than it is.
Social anxiety is out of control.
Well, then you go out there looking for it. You're just waiting.
Yeah.
And so that first person that walks past you and brushes you by accident, well, I've been waiting for this moment. I don't mean people, I'm not saying that people intentionally go out there and wait to be assaulted. But they're paying very close attention to anything that might look like it.
That's what I did.
What's his name? Joe Rogan was talking about how he went hunting not long ago, and he was, for whatever reason, he'd heard about a wolf or he'd seen a wolf recently, and so he was freaking out about wolves, and he saw a squirrel, and in his mind, it was a wolf. He saw it. He saw the wolf. He could see the wolf in the side of his eye. And he's like, holy shit. And he looks over and it's a squirrel. And so what I'm saying is that if we keep painting every instance of this, every microcosmic instance of this as full-fledged Weinstein bloody Cosby, then all squirrels are going to be wolves.
That's right.
And squirrels are fine.
Squirrels are cute.
They're right.
Put nuts in their mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they are like
They're still having a good time.
I had something to go off with that.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry too. We have to have lunch before I go to uni.
Yeah.
I was like that when I had PTSD, when I was in the peak of my chaos. I was looking for danger. You couldn't go outside? No. I was worried about going to the shops. I used to force myself to walk to my sessions, but I was convinced when I was walking to those sessions that everyone was looking at me, especially the men, because I was already
you were reading it everywhere.
I was reading it everywhere, and I was surrounding myself with like-minded people. Men fucking suck. Man, did this to me. My notion was, a man did this to me, all of the men suck. And it took quite a lot of untraining for me to get out of that.
So you could almost argue that one of the biggest dangers to people, so you could almost argue that, like, it would be, so you had experienced the atrocity at the hands of a guy.
Many of them.
Yeah, right. And so when you're reading about this stuff,
yep,
you're not just reading about them, you're re-experiencing your own abuse, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, I was, yeah.
Yeah, so again, painting every instance of this and making it seem as though there is just an epidemic of rape and violence out there.
Yeah.
And in some countries there are. Not these ones.
Yeah.
Right? Is re-victimizing victims, because you are encouraging people that have actually experienced this shit to think that they live in a world where there's nothing else.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And so when I would go out in the world, I was terrified of everyone, mainly the men.
Mm-hmm.
And in my feed was nothing but what they're doing wrong, who got hurt that week. Oh, this amount of people died this week at the hands of men.
Mm.
So it was just saturating. And because the algorithms and stuff and the things I was interacting with were, I'm angry.
Yeah.
It just fed in and fed in and fed in. And this same stuff's happening with that George Pell stuff.
Yeah.
There's all these articles going out about how all the victims of sexual abuse of any kind are being re-victimized. And I'm like, I don't feel re-victimized, even though I suffered from the very same abuse, not from a priest, but from a man who lived with me for that long period of time. But I just think it's not happening to me because I'm not surrounding myself with it. But maybe that's a completely ignorant thing. I'm not really sure how that's working.
Maybe you can't.
Because I'm like, but don't allow it to re-victimize you. Why are you reading it? Don't read it. Don't click the links. Don't read the comments. If you know that you are stuck in that little world and it's agonizing, and it is, but I guess that's the thing of people not knowing when they're stuck in that hole, because I clearly didn't know that I was stuck in that hole. You didn't know I was stuck in that hole. So perhaps it's just part of the natural process.
What is so, like, in a real bastardized way, scientific method is you take a belief that you have for something you think is going to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to prove your opinion true is to look for all of the opinions that are the opposite of your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So you're better off, like, keep reading that stuff. But if you want a balanced opinion of just how safe the world is, then you need to be looking specifically for evidence that shows you that it's not all out there waiting to rape and kill you.
Yeah, see, I feel now safer than ever before.
And so does the rest of humanity based on history.
Yeah. Yeah. Pac-Man effect.
Well, actually, that's not true. At the moment,
Explain.
At the moment, there are plenty of people that feel less safe than they ever have, which is unfortunate because we're living on a safer planet than we've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it continues to be that.
I said
way.
This to Camille the other day. I was like, people think, and people keep saying, the world is getting worse. We're getting horrible. More of our animals are dying. I will say that. Like, we are having a lot more of our wildlife and stuff die and go extinct. But I do not necessarily think that is a bad thing, because there will always be something to replace it. Somewhere eventually along the evolutionary line, it will change.
Well, that's the internet. We live in two different planets now. There's two different planets. The internet world is every bit as dangerous as you want to think the actual world is. The internet is the subconscious of the entire planet, of the entire human race. That is our subconscious. That is if you're into Jungian philosophy, that is the shadow.
Shadow self.
That is the shadow of the human psyche. That is it is a sub-world of this world.
People forget to keep the door ajar. They just open it.
Well, I don't think
this is real.
I don't think it's avoidable, because as we said, the world and discourse between people throughout history, throughout human development, technological development, industrial development, all of that stuff, the way we have discourse with each other out in the world is generally pretty civil. There are some maniacs down some dark alleys and stuff, but who's walking down them? I'm not. I'm scared. I'll stick to the light, thanks.
Yeah.
And so it's unavoidable that the internet be that way, because in the same way that I was saying this morning, like, I feel a bit dark today, I'm not going to cover it up, because if you're feeling a certain way and you cover that up for a certain person, you'll resent them because you will oppress yourself for them, and then you'll blame them for it.
Yeah. Because we're better at pointing
for tricking
fingers.
you into allowing yourself to think that they made me behave that way because their presence impeded on my presence and it made me behave a certain way, right? So everybody is out and about at the shops, they're at the school, they're doing whatever, they're in their car or blah blah blah. Maybe a little bit more aggressive in the car than most places, but when you're face to face with people, you shelve it, you suck it down, you go into customer service mode. Not everybody does. There are some assholes out there. Can't avoid them. And then you get home or you pull out your phone and you've had enough of discourse, and then the shadow self comes out. And so every time you deny
so
your
then you're
emotional...
like, fucking pieces of shit out there. And it's like, well, if you just showed your true self, you wouldn't have had this problem in the first place.
But systems tend to happen, different systems that don't even have anything to do with each other tend to all happen in the same natural way. So the internet is on its way to developing a discourse that's similar to the one that we live in outside. Because how many times have you had an argument with someone on the internet and then seen them in person and it's totally different?
Yeah, it is.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah.
Completely different. Same person.
Yeah.
It turns out you even still have the same differences. You're just able to fucking live amongst them in each other's physical presence, because turns out
not so bad after all, the whole package.
In the physical world, we've gotten used to doing a decent job at having discourse with each other.
Yeah.
And so you've got two contrasts. You've got people faking it to be comfortable around each other in the real world, and then you've got people not holding back at all in the internet world. And where we actually kind of want to be is somewhere in the middle. So people lose their shit on the internet because they think they're letting the truth out that they've been holding on to this whole time.
But it's
and
not.
If you were just more truthful in the actual world,
and saying your opinion,
you'd have less shit to blast online.
I don't know if everyone would take me so well in person. I do want to talk about this Pac-Man effect that Nikki's talking about. Nikki's therapist called it the Pac-Man effect, which I guess they are about to explain. Pac-Man goes around all over the place looking for the triangles that fit its mouth perfectly. If it finds a shape and it's a triangle, and there are lots of triangles, then it fits and strengthens the Pac-Man and pushes it on to look for yet more triangles, pieces of evidence. Otherwise, the shapes that are wrong or not triangles get chucked aside and discounted. I think that refers to us talking about I think that refers back to us to what we were talking about earlier with the men and the attraction and the somehow I read it a bit late because Shaun talks for a long time, in case you didn't notice. And your mum is here.
Hey, mummy.
Hey, Nanny.
Mummy.
Hey, Nanny.
Hey, Nanny.
How's it going today, Nanny? Have you been kayaking today?
Of course.
Every day. It's a nice day for kayaking. It's a nice day for a kayak. Yes.
And I promise I'm not always an angry white man. Just today. I'm not even angry about nothing.
Angry. What are we having for dinner?
I don't know, but we should think about lunch because that's coming up. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I need to eat.
I need some food.
Are you going to take me to get sushi?
Sure.
Do we have money for that?
No. Well, let's do it anyway.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, Nanny's sick. What's wrong?
No, Nanny.
What are you? Oh no! Did you catch something off that bloody ship? Off that ship.
Oh yeah, Nanny's been on a cruise.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a week ago. She got back. Yeah. I don't know.
Did you come down with a case of the Captain Marvels?
I don't think she'll know what that means.
You'll have to watch the start of the video.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the start of the video, Nanny.
Which will be available on replay on YouTube. We have a ShaunMeetWorld Podcast YouTube channel.
We've got 7 minutes and then we're going to go.
Which is better.
Smash your questions in.
It's better to watch the replay of these on YouTube because YouTube will remember where you were up to. So if you want to jump off or whatever, but when Facebook
doesn't it?
Nah. Yeah. So if
got the flu.
you miss these and you want to catch the replay, watch them on YouTube.
We won't come and see you then.
Yeah.
You've got that gig down there this weekend.
I do. Yeah. This weekend.
Are you going, Nanny?
Lots of gigs this weekend. 4 shows this weekend.
Yeah.
In 3 days.
Let me have a look. See.
Yeah.
Let me have a look here.
Tell me where I'm at. You're my dude in the chair.
Dude in the
chair. Dude in the chair. Tell me what I'm gonna be doing down there.
We got ShaunMeetWorld.
That's me.
Marion. ShaunMeetWorld fundraiser and the highway.
Yeah.
Then you've got Warradale on the Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be by myself all weekend.
You are.
That's probably a good thing.
Lots of homework time.
Yeah, I've got the kids. After yesterday's effort, I will not be doing any homework at home.
At least you figured that out right on day one. Right.
It's Dante's birthday that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do some preliminary like uni stuff that I just hadn't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to come out and do like the whole, if you guys can't get along and do the right thing, then I'm not going to be able to get through the next 3 years. Okay. And Tosh was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't been to uni yet, Nanny. I don't go till 2 o'clock. I got my first one. And then I'm there most of the day tomorrow. And then most of the day Wednesday.
Mm.
But Thursdays I'm only there for an hour. And Fridays I'm only there for an hour.
Ooh, you a sissy psychologist.
Well, I've got 4 years left
till
I can do that.
Psychologist.
I was reading the pathways of how you get there.
Oh, yeah?
It's long. I've got at least 6 years of study to do.
All right.
So you do three years of your degree.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to do honours.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go and you can go on to do further study. So you'd probably like do a PhD or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get your provisional psychology, which means you're a studying psychologist, but you're working.
So for your 40th birthday, you'll be a psychologist.
Is that how long ago? Wait, it is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a really old. Sorry for everyone else.
You're already a psychologist. Sorry. You're just doing the arbitrary paper bit. I would trust you over many trained psychologists already. I'm biased, but you know.
You're biased because you think I'm hot.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because I'm attractive. I'm not creepy yet. Yeah, that's why I always got away with it.
You better do something about that sty because I'm going to start feeling pretty offended about your advances soon.
That's so funny.
Mm.
No, Neeks, I can't do that for you because you're hideous with your sty. Although it seems less today.
Do you know what makes unattractive people's advances more creepy? Them feeling uncomfortable about making them because they're not you know what I mean?
Because confidence is attractive.
Exactly.
I
So
like
when unattractive people are confident towards you, you probably give them a pass too because of the way they carry themselves.
Yeah.
But when an unconfident, unattractive person tries to make the same jokes that lots of other people are allowed to make, now they're creepy.
Yeah.
Because they didn't feel
good about it.
Right about it. Maybe they're not a creep.
Confidence. Use your confidence.
Yeah. Use your common sense, right? The situation that you're like, use your instinct as well. The situation that you're in may look like one you've heard about, but is not the person you've heard about. You don't know what their intentions are. Have you ever said something and then immediately after going, why the fuck did I say that? I wish I hadn't said that.
I say that all the time. I said it yesterday in Big W.
What'd you say?
I saw our friend's child there with his dad and his girlfriend, and I'd already seen them at the shop so that I didn't know what to say. So I said, so he walked past, like the kid walked past, and he was really funny with me in front of his dad. Not normal, how he normally is with me in front of his mum. Anyway, as they walked past, I was like,
maybe his dad.
How dare you not talk to me as you walk past? And then the girlfriend just was like, I'll go back to looking at my pens. Looking at the pens.
Well, maybe that's why the kid.
Like, Sneak, stop saying awkward things to people.
Maybe
no, that's not why he was
awkward
weird.
with you.
No.
Before that, maybe the kid was awkward with you because he was observing his dad be awkward with you, and you didn't know that because you don't know the dad. So you don't know how the dad normally behaves. And the kid's like, why is dad being weird around this woman? I guess I will be.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But I thought he almost seemed pleased to see me, almost excited, like the dad, for a sec. And then just was like, whoa.
A little too excited?
No, not that excited. And we walked off. I was like, oh. Yeah, I pull out the confidence machine gun. I never used to have any confidence. Like, I've always had confidence in my face, actually. I've always known I've got a pretty face, but my inside didn't match.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I always was like a bit sad. And I get really sad when people don't and have low self-esteems and stuff, because I know how much it holds people back. And I let it hold me back for a really long time. And for some reason, I just don't really have that problem as much these days. And I have a lot of confidence in myself these days. Too much sometimes, I would say. Sometimes I'll get that imposter feeling of going like, Nix, you need to calm the fuck down. All right? Calm down. You are not as smart as you think you are, but you are. Because on the other side, I'm like, yeah, you're pretty great, Nix. Don't worry about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird balance for me.
But you can understand it, because people get in order to get ahead, particularly if you're going to do something like unique, people are encouraged to take risks to succeed. And so we encourage people, particularly in the public sphere, we encourage people to like go out there, give it your best, take a risk. Don't worry about what other people think. Except now.
Yeah, don't do it now.
Wrong risk.
It's really weird. And do you know, I think my lack of self-esteem and self-worth over the years has held me back incredible amounts. And now I feel like sometimes I might have too much. So I'm like, maybe I just need to share it. And be like, you know what? Like, even if you're a little bit shit, push through that.
I would much rather say the wrong thing and then learn from it than continuously attempt to say the right thing and learn nothing.
Yeah, well, that's almost impossible, though, to say the right thing all the time.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have
think
said
it's where
that.
people go wrong the most. We were talking about shadow before. If you continuously force yourself to do something against what's natural just because you believe it's right.
Craig says we always need to leave our shadow door open a little bit. Keep it open.
Oh, it'll kick itself open.
Yeah. Well, he said, like, just leave it open a little bit. You don't want to keep that shadow door shut. And that's where a lot of people, he reckons, keep their inner child, they keep her shut in the
Well, there's that saying, you know, like, it's always the quiet ones. You got to watch out for the quiet ones. You know why? Because they're keeping themselves quiet.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was quiet.
Yeah.
Till I hit puberty, and then I got real loud, but then I got quiet.
Whoa.
Quiet again.
Speaking of hitting puberty, you've just Did you want your vagina to talk then?
Yeah. I was like, what have you got to say?
Yeah.
Actually, quite a lot.
Like, oh, she's talking about me.
Hello. It's called a vulva. Get it right.
Velvet revolver.
My velvet revolver.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it that from now on. My velvet revolver. It just turns out, kids.
I have to put a little top hat on it.
Yeah. I get a tattoo of a top hat just above it. Yeah, let's stop talking about my velvet revolver.
All right. Well, that's probably a good place to jump off then. We're going to jump off at velvet revolver.
But Christy liked the velvet revolver.
Yeah.
Or is that a delayed laugh face? Because I was talking about
Nah, man.
Nah.
She's on the ball.
There's no delay in that. That's 2.5 hours. You need to feed me some food.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
I probably won't see you guys again this week.
For the whole week?
We could probably do Friday morning.
After Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but I've got a lecture at 2.
All right.
Like, it depends when you want to do these. If you want to do these in the mornings, I'm really only available Mondays and Fridays.
I think at the moment I've been in this pattern of jumping on at 10 a.m. every week morning.
Every week morning.
I think I'm going to keep that up.
Yeah? Who are you going to have on tomorrow?
I'm going to try and get the screen share thing figured out and get someone else on tomorrow.
That gives you time to drop me off at uni tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm only there 2 hours. You can pick me up at 12:30.
Cool.
Then you'll be done.
I will.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right. You too, Nikki, Mark, Christy, Kyle, everybody. else that names haven't popped up recently. So pretty much all the same names.
Thanks for going dark with us.
I hope we didn't.
It was worth it.
Scare you.
All right. Life is too short for things that you can't say. If you want to support this podcast and my music, or you just like us, go and buy my music.
Thanks, Mark.
That is the best way to do it. I will. I'll post the link. I'll do it right now.
I'm just gonna post it right. I can sing a song while we wait.
I'm gonna post the link.
Bye, Nanny. We might see you soon. We'll have to organise for the kids to come for a sleepover because I'm going to be so exhausted, Nanny. You got a strange amount of comfort from this today, did you, Nikki? That's good. Maybe it's just our voices are comforting.
We would like to be advocates of talking about uncomfortable things in a comfortable way.
Yes,
because I think that is the way forward. Everybody's trying to shut everybody else up. We just need to talk.
I know why we get away with it.
Why do we get away with it?
We can get away with talking about uncomfortable things because sexy as fuck.
That's what it is. All right, The link is up there. If you would like to support us, you can do so by buying my music. That's the best way to do it at this point in time.
ShaunMeet's Velvet Revolvers.
ShaunMeet Velvet Revolvers. All right, that's what it's going to be. It's going up. ShaunMeet Vulva.
ShaunMeet Shelving meets Velvet Revolvers.
Shelving. Wow, that took a dark turn very quickly.
We don't have enough Coke for that.
Yeah. All right. Be good to yourselves. Life is too short for things you can't say. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.
Molly grabs me. That's what Molly grabs does.
So loud.